A very good afternoon to you and welcome back to the home of Jersey cricket, Grainville, here in the Channel Islands for our second match of the day in these inter-insular clashes between the Channel Island rivals of Jersey and Guernsey. And we're in readiness for what really is the main event here at Grainville today, the T20, to decide the destination of the Inter Insular Trophy. Earlier on today we had a T10, I suppose effectively a warm-up game between these islands ahead of the main event. Jersey winning that one this morning, Jersey Women winning by 65 runs. Match 2 then is just under 10 minutes away from starting here at Grainville for the main trophy. The umpires today are Carl Brooks and Stuart Hodgson. The captains are Krista Delamere and Jersey captain Chloe Grecian. And a short while ago I was out in the middle for the coin toss.
We'll ball first again, please.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
You win the toss of the ball.
Go well. Good luck. Cheers very much. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. Krista, we have a quick word. Looked like you'd won the toss again. What have you chosen to do?
Yeah, we've chosen to bowl again.
And you're thinking behind that?
Again, get out there as a team, try and restrict Jersey to as few as we can, and then go from there.
What do you take away from this morning's T10?
This morning it was a good warm-up for us. We brought on another couple of players. We switched the teams up a little bit, so hopefully now we can try and really push.
Best of luck.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Let's grab a word with the Jersey captain as well, Chloe. 2 tosses today, and not gone your way on either occasion, and you're in to bat again. What do you make of that?
Yeah, no, we're happy to lose it. Like I said this morning, Astro, nothing's changed in the few hours that we've had. So yeah, we're happy to go again and try and put a big total on the board.
You had a dominant performance this morning in the T10 as kind of a warm-up for this. Did you learn anything about conditions or about the test ahead from this morning's game?
Yeah, it was just about sort of being out there as a team together and just setting the standard ready for this afternoon. Bowlers know what they have to do, and batters will know what they have to come out here and do in a minute.
Well done this morning. Good luck this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
That's Chloe Grecian there, the Jersey captain. Again, not winning the toss. Guernsey winning the toss for the second time today. And for the second time today, they've chosen to field first. So there we are. That's the outcome from the toss in the middle. Guernsey Women winning the toss and electing to bowl first, just as they did this morning in the T10 match between these sides. Lee Malloy, the Jersey head of cricket operations, is alongside us for the start of coverage of this T20. And Lee, big win for Jersey this morning, 65-run win, but this is a fresh start for both sides, and both sides will be looking to go out there and get their hands on that trophy in an hour and a half, 2 hours time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this morning was going to be about that for both teams. Dusting off a bit of rust was probably a big priority for both sides. They both did that. We saw that with Guernsey towards the end of their fielding innings, starting to come back into it with some good overs and taking their catches a little bit better than they did in the first half of the innings. Jersey were on top from the start, never really looked back. They'll be disappointed with a few parts of their performances, but they'll be looking within. But a lot of it would have been positive, no doubt, and they'll take a lot of confidence going into this afternoon's game. And
where does this afternoon's game fit in terms of the programme for Jersey's women now and this summer of cricket for them?
Yeah, so it's obviously a very important fixture. Jersey and Guernsey is always that, and this is no different. Bigger picture, Jersey are setting themselves up for Germany and Italy later this month. The girls have got a trip out to Germany later at the end of July. So these games will be giving Ted, the new coach, a real good insight. They've already been away to Belfast and played multiple times against various opposition island under-19s they gave a good game against, so that was a real positive result for them. But these are always a big part of the season, and those who are from here and know that the Guernsey fixture is always a highlight, and everybody always looks at the schedule and works out when that is and tries to be available for. So really exciting to see how it goes this afternoon. Jersey have made some changes to the lineup, so that brings in more strength and depth, which is delightful to see, with one walking out to the middle, and Annalise Merritt now, who wasn't here this morning but is this afternoon, is a fantastic prospect.
Yeah, well, the team's on their way out, as we can see on the screen. Let's take a look at the bowling lineup then for the visitors, Guernsey, who will be hoping to impress from the start. There was a little bit of wayward bowling first up today, Lee, but hopefully they can get off to a brighter start from a Guernsey perspective.
Yeah, I think we put that down to nerves to start with. It's never easy, first ball of the first morning, being the one to take that. But hopefully, as I said, that's been dusted off now, and they feel ready for it, ready to go. They were warming up with intent before. I think we talked about, the positives in the fact that although they didn't take a lot of chances and mistakes were made with drop catches and missing their line and length, this afternoon's an opportunity to get straight back out there and right the wrongs and do it just that bit better. And if they had done that this morning, this Jersey side, they could get at.
Yeah, so the Guernsey line-up then: Krista de la Mare, Eva Borghese, Fran Bullpitt, Rosie Davis, Hannah Meacham, Rebecca Hubbard, Claire Jennings, who bowled decently in her second spell this morning, Emily Merrion, Elise Millington, Molly Robinson and Philippa Starlin. So Guernsey winning the toss, as we saw a short while ago, and electing to field first, and looks like it's Aikenhead to open again for the home side out there in the middle, and Annalise Merritt as well in the side, and looks like she'll face the first delivery.
Yeah, I think Annalise coming into this side as an all-rounder. She's one of the first names on the team sheet, so that will only strengthen Jersey's chances here. She's been away recently, and she's just got back onto the island yesterday, so the only thing that potentially will be there is a bit of jet lag, which is why she missed this morning's game. But she's going to come out, she's going to play her shot, she's going to play her way, and that'll happen quickly.
So it's going to be Claire Jennings to open the bowling again, as we saw earlier on today. Looks maybe a little nervy first up in the T10 game between these sides earlier. But actually, it's quite a nice way into the day, isn't it? To have got through those nerves of representing your island on a big day. And here she comes. Yeah, better start from Jennings, but a slight misfield first up. And there should be at least 2 in this.
Yeah,
Fielded well by Millington.
Yeah, much better start from the bowler there, finding her line and length a little bit earlier than she did this morning, and nerves will be there, no doubt. Anytime you play in a game with the context of this game, it's going to be a little bit nerve-wracking, but to have had those, particularly her second over, where she went for just 4 runs, I think it was, so she'll be confident running in.
Yeah, nice shot and good stop there as well. Jersey batting lineup. Grace Weatherall in at 3, saw her get 47 earlier on today.
She batted lovely this morning. She came out and played with the right intent. She was given a few chances, no doubt, but she made them pay, which was a really important part of cricket. You can't always control as a batter whether you score your runs faultlessly or not, but certainly on her part she'll be delighted with the way she went about it. Played some beautiful shots, took on the bowlers and let them know she was there, and no doubt she'll be doing the same this afternoon.
Yeah, nicely played, just waited for the ball to come onto the bat, and again just a slight fumble means that the single is there. This game being played on a matted surface. We know there's a fair bit of bounce out there.
Yeah, we saw that last year in the tournament that we hosted here. We bowled first against Italy on the first morning, and they struggled with that bounce. They were trying to use their feet against our spinners and hit over the top, which they didn't do very successfully. So that was a quick learning curve for us to be able to then adapt for the rest of the tournament. And obviously, given the fact there's a matted wicket, it hasn't changed in the last 12 months, so it'll be the same today.
Well, that's a little high. She is a tall batter, but it's hit her. No, is there no ball being signalled there? Looks that way. Yeah, no ball, and it will be a free hit.
She'll be disappointed she missed out on that one, even though it's hit her, and she'll be annoyed at that, no doubt. It's one of those where full toss early doors, you want to be hitting that no ball for 6 and get 7 on the board, but missed out there, so see what happens on the free hit.
Bat on ball this time, but straight at the fielder at mid-on, and there's no run. So 5 coming from that first over, and Claire Jennings, I think, will be pretty happy with that. There is, of course, in T20 just that little bit more time just to see a few balls, where I was seeing in the T10 this morning you've got to go for it pretty much from the off. Just 5 from that first over, I think Guernsey will be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, they will, no doubt. And I think you speak to coaches around T20 cricket and T10 cricket. I think, particularly the new coaches that have come in on both the men's and women's side, in Ted and Hutch, they've been very vocal about that they want the batters to go out and express themselves and play with the freedom. And we saw that certainly this morning. So you could argue on one side of things, you don't want to start getting yourself mixed up and thinking, should I go one way or the other, and getting a bit of a mixed mindset. But hopefully they'll continue with the same aggressive nature that they played in this morning. It boded them well for those 10 overs. So going in with one mindset and a clear thought is always going to be a positive.
Watchful batting there from Aikenhead. Not so watchful that time, as it beats the outside edge and through to the keeper. Yeah,
this is Hannah Metcham, who didn't play this morning. This is the one who I mentioned would be a dangerous bowler for Guernsey. She swings the ball away nicely, hits good areas, very experienced and knows what's coming at her. Took 6 wickets earlier in the year for them in the T20I, so she's got the experience and got the knowledge of how to execute here. So as I speak, she's just bowled a full toss on leg stump, which is just going to trickle away for 4.
Yeah, just about gets there despite the chase, and it's the first boundary of this Jersey innings.
It's like a no ball in there included as well that the umpire was signalling, so another free hit for Jersey.
Yeah, good spot. So, yeah, free hit to come.
Maybe not. Maybe I was wrong there. Looked like he signalled a no ball. Oh yeah, there we go. She'll be happy with me reminding him to go and do the signal there.
There is no earpiece directly on commentary, but it did look that way. And that's another high ball. It's gone over the fielder. Wouldn't have been out anyway, of course, being the free hit. I don't think it's going to go all the way to the rope, though. Guernsey fielder giving chase.
Yeah, again, I think it's something that Amy needs to keep continuing to work on. Every now and then she seems to try and focus on hitting the ball well rather than actually really committing 100% to the shot. We saw it with her dismissal this morning, where she almost seemed to try and lift it over the fielder rather than really hit it and commit to it.
Yeah, nicely played. Will just be a single, should just be a single out to the deep mid-wicket boundary. "14 without loss, Jersey." We'll have a chat in a minute about what we think a good score might be on this pitch, but we'll just see this delivery first. Again, a full toss. Seemed to be a bit of swing out there. It's gone all the way to the rope for another 4, second 4 in this over. Yeah, maybe just a little hint of swing out there. And again, we saw an hour or so ago it was really quite warm and blue sky, but the clouds have come over again and just a little overcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for there from Amy. That's certainly a lot more assured shot. She's really hit that hard through the line of the ball and committed to it 100% and got a reward.
Definitely some movement in the air, and that's the first wicket to fall on a good length and flicked away really into the leg side, straight to the fielder, and the first wicket falls at the end of the second over with Jersey 18 for 1.
Yeah, big risk there playing across the line. As we mentioned there, Hannah Metcham coming in, bowling away swing, always going away from you as a right-hander. So the minute you start to go across the line of the ball, play with half a bat, you get a risk of a leading edge, and that was exactly what happened there. As you see, turned on the ball too soon, bat face closed, and that top edge dropped straight into mid-wicket's hands. And a good catch, and as we said this morning, chances might be there, and it's on to Guernsey to make sure that they take them. So first chance comes their way and they take it, so that'll be a good start for them.
Charlie Miles is the new batter in at number 3. Goes out to the middle to join Annalise Merritt. And we saw what early wickets can do in the first game earlier on today, with Chloe Grecian, the Jersey captain, taking 3 wickets in the first over of the Guernsey innings. But, an early wicket to fall here, 18 for 1. And into our third over.
Be a great test for Jersey this, to see what the batters are going to come out and do. Early wickets can often cause a bit of pressure. Can they continue to play with that aggressive nature through wickets? And we've certainly seen that with the men's side this week over in Germany. Whenever they've lost wickets, they've just continued to come at the opposition, and a lot of people watching would have maybe said, well, maybe be a little bit more consolidated every time there's a wicket, but scores of 200 plus at will is showing the mindset that the new coach has brought in. So bringing it back to this game, this is a really good opportunity for the girls to put their foot down even with an early wicket and continue to dominate right the way through the power play, because it's such a useful opportunity.
And obviously wickets will come into play depending on how aggressive or will affect how aggressive the team might be if they were to lose a few. But does it feel like a sort of a 190 score potentially for Jersey here? Would that be a good score?
I think a lot of it would depend on Guernsey's execution with the ball here. This morning there are a lot of bad balls to hit.
Just hitting the back of the head there with the return throw, or it might have just been on the back of the helmet. And the umpire will just want to check, one, that Annalise is okay, and two, that the helmet is still pretty much intact. But it was the return throw that seemed to just go into the back of the helmet there.
Yeah, unfortunately one of those in cricket that can happen from time to time. No one at fault there. The fielder's looking to get it and take a run-out chance that was possibly there.
Another example of how important helmets are. The back of the head there
Yep.
could have been totally exposed, looking the other way.
Yep.
Seemingly doing its job. Miles happy to just prod that one out, and a watchful start from her. But yeah, maybe, and it will come down to whether Guernsey are on the money here with their bowling, with their fielding. We saw a few drop catches or opportunities that weren't taken this morning.
Yep.
If they can improve on that, and they've started pretty well here with the early wicket, and run rate not ridiculous in these early stages. Jennings finding her line and length there, a little bit more width. Fielded with the foot there, and 19 for 1.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting power play this, and we talk about scores at the end of the innings in women's cricket. It can fluctuate quite quickly. A good spell of 2 or 3 overs where the bowlers are bowled tightly.
Jennings is bowling tightly here. She's doing well.
Bowling nicely, so she continues to do so, and the rest of the bowling unit back it up. There's a big chance that Jersey are restricted to an under par total, but I think, with the size of the boundaries and the ground and the way that this morning went, I think Jersey, anything above 160, they'd be delighted with. And if one of the batters get going and really get in, we saw it last year in the Inter Insular when we got 190 odd. Annalise was fantastic, Amy was fantastic, and Grace was fantastic. They really got in and made Guernsey pay, because once you're in, it becomes a lot easier to start finding that boundary. So we talk about playing with an aggressive nature in the power play here, but often in cricket, the longer you bat for, the easier it becomes.
Just 2 off that Jennings over. Really tight from the opening bowler from the far end, furthest away from the pavilion. For those of you that know Grainville, just the 2 runs off that over, and Jersey 20 for 1 after 3. It's going to be Meacham to continue from the pavilion end. Both opening bowlers getting at least 2 up front here, and they've started pretty brightly.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to go. If your bowler's bowling well, I think you've got to keep them going in this, especially with Hannah swinging the ball. That's an important part of it. In the power play, if the ball's moving around, you want to give them as many overs as they can.
Well, that one was another one of those awkward ones where it's going to bounce right down at the ankles. Might just have carried, but perhaps nutmegging the fielder there and going all the way to the boundary through her legs, and 4 runs.
Yeah, key to those is making the decision early. Are you going to go and commit 100% and dive forward and risk losing some teeth, or are you going to sit back on it and try and deal with it when it comes to you down low? So I don't think the fielder really committed either way there, but unfortunately it's not gone the way of Guernsey that they would have wanted. But Charlie off the mark with a nice boundary.
Yeah, I've not seen a lot of Miles, but the first few balls she's faced looks like a very classical player. I don't know if that's her normal motive or not, but it's looking good on the front foot.
Yeah, again, Charlie Charlie is a long-term opening batter. She's played a lot of cricket for her age. She's one of the most experienced in this team by far. To be in your early 20s and be the most experienced in the side shows the youth that they've got. But Charlie's certainly one of those batters who will look to try and go above 100 strike rate, and once she gets in, she'll really open up. But as you say, she's got a fantastic technique, and she plays the game her way. She's aggressive in her nature with the way that she is. Those who follow the men's side will be familiar with her brother Elliot, who's known for his celebrations and fiery nature when in a jersey shirt, and Charlie's not much different.
Meacham just losing her line there.
Maybe the first wide we've had.
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly, which is a
it's
big
been
change
relatively
from this
tight.
morning.
Yeah, it's been tight bowling so far. Again, just not finding a mark. Let's see if there's a bit of bat in that. We'll get back through for a couple. Yeah, just off the underside of the bat, I think, and 2 more added to the score, and 2 more added to Charlie Miles's score. Misfield on the boundary. I don't think it's going to go to the rope though, no. But it does allow Miles to get back through for another 2, back-to-back 2s for the number 3 batsman.
Yeah, that's what Charlie will do. She'll pick up her runs. She's good at scoring off the good balls. She puts away the bad balls for 4. As you say, she's one of the more safer batters in the side in terms of, she won't be going all guns blazing. She'll put away bad balls. She'll score off the good balls, and she'll run hard between the wickets, which is exactly what you want in the middle overs once she gets going. So, great situation for Charlie here. If Annalise can get going at the other end, as I mentioned, she's been travelling a bit and she hasn't hit balls this week, so that may be one of the reasons for Annalise's start. But they'll certainly be looking for Annalise to get going, and if she does, it will change for Jersey.
Lee, thank you very much. Lee Malloy joining us on commentary for that first stint, head of cricket operations. And joining us in the commentary booth for the next few overs is the Jersey captain, Chloe Grecian. Chloe, the loss of an early wicket, but a pretty decent start, and Charlie going well as well.
Yeah, no, it's a good start. We talk about winning power plays. So yeah, good start, and hopefully these two can keep doing what they're doing and get a partnership.
Change of bowling at that far end, and Annalise Merritt just plays that into the offside for no run. The throw-in is not good though, and there'll be some overthrows here. So some bonus runs here for Annalise. Should be at least 2. And as long as there's not a secondary misfield, it will be just the 2. So 2 more onto the Jersey total. So the team sort of set a target at the start of an innings like this, or is it see how the power play goes and build from there, or is there a figure in mind that you'll be looking for from the team?
Yeah, I think always in T20 you're looking 120 plus. Obviously it all depends on the surface and the batting deck as well. We know Grainville quite well, which will always work in our favour. But yeah, if we looking at the power play now, but we're strong, 34 for 1. There's no reason why we couldn't go on and post 130, 140.
Hubbard is the bowler. First change from the far end. Just steered out into the offside, no run. And 34 for 1, the score at the moment. We saw Chloe a fair bit of bounce at times in the game this morning. The T10 between these sides. Was there much turn out there off the mat, or not really?
Not a lot of turn. Sometimes with Astro, yeah, it's you just need to get your line and length right. Let the ball do the talking. Sometimes it will offer a bit of bounce. You also got a bit of height difference out there right now, so that might play in the bowler's mind a little bit. Bowling to 2 different heights.
Yeah, little and large combination out there. And Annalise Merritt is the taller of the 2 on strike. Doesn't quite middle that one. And there's no run. Hubbard losing her line there, and a wide ball is the signal. 2 umpires today, incidentally, Carl Brooks and Stuart Hodgson. He kept them busy in the T10 game earlier. Fair few decisions to be made, LBWs, and plenty of run-outs out there as well.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Always good.
Yeah, 65-run win for Jersey if you weren't with us in the T10 game this morning. This is the T20 International. That's off an inside edge, I think. And it'll just be the one. Looked both teams difficult to time the ball at times as well. Do you have much practice on mats? Is that where you play most of your cricket, on matted surfaces, or is it a bit unusual to be playing on the mat?
Yeah, we try and play a lot of our cricket on grass if we can. Obviously it's better cricket for everyone to be on grass, and it's sort of a truer surface as such. But yeah, we've played on matted wickets last few games actually, so we have practiced out in the middle in training as well on that extra bit of bounce that you're going to get off a mat. So yeah, we're well prepared for a matted wicket today.
Emily Merrion is the new bowler for Guernsey. Let's see if she can get the ball to move a bit. Still that cloud cover around. In she comes from the pavilion end. Bit aerial, straight to the fielder this time, and the second wicket falls. And Merritt is out. Just maybe stopped on her a bit, maybe threw the shot a little bit early perhaps. And straight to the fielder. And Guernsey taking their catches in this T20 game. And the second wicket falls. Maybe just threw the shot a little bit early perhaps?
Yeah, didn't look like committed to it all. Maybe slightly leaning back. Yeah.
Should just check what number you're batting actually. I don't want to keep you here and cause mayhem in the middle of the batting order.
Yeah,
You've got a bit still to roll. I suppose as captain you can choose really, can't you? Go where you like.
Batting 6.
Okay, well perhaps we'll just watch the next few balls, and then I suppose you better get padded up if you stay with us for the next delivery, and then I suppose the playing of the cricket comes first rather than the talking about it.
It's been great. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you. And I suppose just a final word on the first 5 and a bit overs as we get towards the end of the power play. Pretty even so far, would you say, or are you quite happy with 37 for 2?
Yeah, it's not ideal being 2 wickets down in the power play, but if we can come out the power play sort of maybe 40, 45, that's a very strong power play. And we'll be looking to continue partnerships in the middle overs and towards the end.
Well, best of luck out there.
Thank you very much.
If you're required, and we'll look forward to seeing you out there. We'll just have this final ball, then we'll have a swap in the commentary position. Merrion comes in again, having struck with her first ball. This one is down the leg side, swatted away, and through for the single. It might well be a no ball as well. No, umpires are happy enough. Chloe, thank you very much.
Thank you very
Good luck
much.
when it comes to your turn. Chloe Grecian, the Jersey captain, kindly joining us on commentary for a couple of overs there, and Lee Malloy now back alongside me as Merrion comes in again. That's a better looking delivery, good line and length from the Guernsey bowler, and there's no run. Yeah, that could have been mayhem if Chloe was still sat alongside me and she stayed any longer. You want to have confidence in your team though, I suppose, and not rush off at the first sight of a wicket.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't want to be late you don't want to be timed out.
No, and you want to be focused as well. So very kind of Chloe to join us for this. No ball, bowled off a no ball.
Wow, so the delivery was an excellent one. She wheeled away in celebration, but the umpire, Stuart Hodgson, had spotted an overstep.
That could be a big moment in this game. That's a big wicket for Guernsey, especially with 2 down already, with Annalise, who's a dangerous batter in the hutch, and Amy, who's a big run scorer for Jersey in the hutch already. So, that could be a big moment. Often in cricket, batters with second chances can need to take them and put their foot down and go on. So we'll see how Charlie gets on.
Smashed away, kind of tennis racket style, and punishing Merrion straight away. wicket off a no ball, and then the free hit dispatched for 4.
Yeah, no doubt that's very frustrating for Guernsey. It was a beautiful delivery that she got Charlie cleaned up with, although not a legal one. It was a very nice ball, so she'll hopefully want to take confidence from the fact that she knows she can bowl it, but following it up with a full toss on leg stump is certainly not what she would have wanted, and given Charlie a second life, and she'll want to take it, no doubt. Charlie will be fixated on batting for as long as she can here and being not out and holding the innings together, which allows Trinity, Grace and the others around them to come in and play with the freedom and keep putting away the bad balls. So she knows she's a main player in this side, and she knows that she'll want to go big and score a large total.
Sunshine, sun back out. And straight down, almost hitting the stumps at the other end. And they get through for one more. 44 for 2 then. And the last ball of the power play to come. Guernsey will be pleased to have picked up 2 wickets inside that power play, and things haven't got too far away from them. Here comes Merian again. That's in the air. There is a fielder there, but it's going to clear the fielder at mid-off, and they should get back for 2. It's just over the head of Fran Bullpit, and they get back for 2. And that completes the power play, 46 for 2. Guernsey won't be too disappointed with having picked up a couple of wickets in there, and things haven't got wildly away from them in that period where they're restricted on their field placings.
Yeah, I think the big wicket there was Annalise towards the end of that power play. She's got that ability to go up the gears really quickly. She's got a fantastic amount of power, and she's a classical striker of the ball as well. She doesn't just slog it, she plays proper shots. So that was a huge wicket for Guernsey towards the end of that power play to give them a bit of momentum coming out of it. I think what we'll see from these two now is trying to look to put away the bad ball, but they will run hard between the wickets. These are probably the 2 quickest in the side and 2 fittest. So they'll be looking to try and turn 1s into 2s and run Guernsey ragged here if they can, whilst picking up the odd boundary along the way.
Miles on strike. Lovely shot, just waited for the ball to pass the bat. And 2 more added to the total. Some good fielding there actually. It was a good bit of cricket all round, slight bit of width on the ball. Waited for the ball to come onto the bat, and then restricted to 2 out on the boundary.
Yeah.
Hubbard it is then continuing, cap on. Some width offered up there. And this time, no bat on ball.
Yeah, Charlie will be disappointed with that. She plays that shot well. She gets back and across nicely and into the ball, but she missed out there. She'll be looking to keep rotating the strike, and the bad ball comes, she'll be looking to put it away.
Flat batted down the ground, certainly connected with that one, and that's raced over straight down the ground for 4 more, and a lovely shot.
Yeah, as I say, the bad ball's going to come every now and then. We saw it this morning, so Jersey batters are going to need to be prepared to put it away if they're going to post a big total here. We didn't see it in the power play too much, but they're going to need to hold their line and length to keep Jersey from getting away from them here.
Looking for back-to-back boundaries, and she's going to find it. Another one flies off the bat, this time behind square on the leg side. And Jersey into the 50s, and Charlie Miles on to 26.
Yeah, just the over that Jersey would have wanted coming out the power play. Often when the power play's finished and the field spreads, the boundaries, start to dry up a little bit, but a couple of loose balls here from Rebecca Hubbard has given Charlie the chance to get away a little bit. So,
well, that'll be a no ball. Following back-to-back boundaries, no ball, and with 10 off the bat already in the over, plus the no ball. Yeah, you're right, having come out of the power play, just adding a bit of momentum into the innings with this 7th over. Hubbard again, this time it's a better delivery, and they get through for a well-taken single. Krista Delamere, the Guernsey captain, is the wicket keeper, just showing some words of encouragement, or giving some words of encouragement for her team. And Trinity Smith just checking her guards. Number 4 batter for Jersey in this T20 Inter Insular. Again, did well to play that one down really into the ground. Not getting overexcited with the full toss there. Kept it down and keeps the strike ticking over. Down the ground, fielded with the outside of the boot. Again, this time by Molly Robinson. And that completes that 7th over. And Jersey going at 8.5 and over inside the first 7. For the loss of the 2 wickets so far. Seven overs gone. And it's going to be Emily Merrion to continue from the pavilion end. And Charlie Miles just happy to play that one out into the offside, and really involved with Jersey cricket this summer, Lee, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie's come on board to work with us this summer and lead up our girls' development programme with the Lionesses and working in schools, etc. She's a brilliant role model for these junior girls, and we're very lucky in Jersey. We're very lucky in Jersey to have our role models available to us whenever we can.
Just about reaches the rope. It was a valiant chase, but just enough on it, and 4 more onto Charlie Miles's tally. Yeah, so that's great, kind of to have that role model going into the schools, giving young girls in particular, and boys, I'm sure, someone to look up to.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one thing that we do really well at Jersey Cricket, in that we try and use our own to promote our own. And you've seen it with the men's side for many years, and we're replicating that with the women's side with such a young squad. The real focus is to try and develop the next generation to keep feeding this team as it progresses.
Back-to-back 4s for Charlie Miles, taking her to 37 now from just 24 deliveries, so she's starting to motor. And Jersey is starting to motor, 68 for 2. That run rate edging up towards 10 and over. There might just be a bit of a lost ball here. Found it in the longer grass up on the bank there. But yeah, looks like she's seeing the ball really nicely now, and the ball coming onto the bat really nicely for her.
Yeah, batting nicely here. We've got a number of our junior lionesses here watching the game, so this is a good opportunity for them to see how to do it after Charlie's been coaching them for a number of weeks now. They get to see her in action and get to see her batting nicely here. So yeah, we're delighted with the work that she's done. We've got a number of coaches who are here today playing in this side. Grace is working on our schools programme as a community coach. We've got Chloe involved. We've got others involved who are in the women's squad who give back and coach on weekends and evenings to develop our next junior cricketers. And yeah, we're really looking forward to the future with the number of really talented young players who are just 15, 16 years old and now coming through the system, whether at school in the UK or here. And we're really, really delighted to see that programme starting to really come into fruition.
Well, there's some width there and up into the air. Also a direct hit. A lot going on in that delivery. The outcome is 1 more run to Miles's total and 1 more run to the Jersey total. 71 for 2. We're going to try and sneak through for 1. It's good running from this Jersey pair. Charlie and Trinity seem to be on the same wavelength there, through for another single.
Yeah, just a really good example of Charlie's experience coming into play there, where you don't always have to hit the ball hard in cricket to score runs. Sometimes you can pick them up off the pad in leg byes, or just like they did there, where it drops into the offside and there's a run, and it just shows great game awareness. And that's the experience of, as I say, someone in their early 20s, although young in age, is older in cricket years and understands the game well. So that's the bonus, and that's the experience coming into play in this batting lineup, that isn't just brute power and putting away bad balls. It's a bit of skill in learning the game and understanding how to pick up runs when things aren't exactly as you'd want them to be.
8 overs are down then, going at 9 and over the home side. You're very welcome to Grainville here in Jersey in the Channel Islands. Inter Insular Cricket. And the women's title on the line this afternoon in this T20. And that ball maybe just stopping a little bit on the pitch, but watched carefully and played carefully. And Trinity Smith at the moment just seems happy to take those singles and give the strike back to Miles, who's really hitting it cleanly. Pressure being put on the fielder there by setting off straight away, and back for another 2.
This is a perfect scenario for these two to be batting in. They run well between the wickets, they score off the good balls, and they put away the bad ball. This is why they're in at 3 and 4 in this side, and they know what to do. As I said earlier this morning, Trinity absolutely rapid between the wickets, and when any of the girls are batting with them, they know they can't switch off, because she'll be demanding that they push themselves as hard as they can, which is exactly what you need outside the power play with 4 fielders outside the circle.
Latching onto that one, and it's going to go for 4 as well. Flew off the bat, and 4 more.
Yeah, again, a bad ball, got to be good enough to put it away, but full toss on the leg side. We've seen a number of them this morning and now this afternoon, and just starting to feel as if this is getting away from Guernsey a little bit here. They had a great power play. The bowlers, the first few, were swinging the ball and hitting their areas nicely and putting Jersey under a bit of pressure, but it's just starting to go the way of Jersey here, with boundaries coming every over and very little amount of dot balls, which is key.
In the air, just over the outstretched arm of the fielder. Back for 2. Not quite the shot that was intended. Claire Jennings it was, the fielder, who just couldn't grow another foot or so to collect that one out of the air.
Not sure we're the commentary team to be talking about that, Tim.
No, there's nothing wrong with us shorties. I don't know how tall Claire is. She's almost certainly taller than me. That's another full toss. And that one is pumped away to the boundary. And that's the half century for Charlie Miles, who raises her bat to her teammates over to the left of the pavilion, or left as we are looking out, right of the pavilion to her. The first place she wanted to raise her bat was to her teammates. And a quick fire half century there for Miles, 30 balls and 52 not out.
Yeah, really good knock this, and as we mentioned before, when that no ball came that she got bowled off, it was a chance for her to go on and make Guernsey pay for it, which she's done. And yeah, she's motoring nicely here, and off just 30 balls, that's a great knock, and that's exactly what the team needed coming out the power play and with early wickets lost.
Ball gaze it is then to continue for Guernsey from the far end. Just had to wait for that one, Miles, and collects another. Big day for Channel Islands cricket, the Inter Insular clashes today. Jersey's men in action in Germany against Norway in the final of their European tournament that's going on today. And a slight appeal, was it? Or was that just the shout of a quick single? I think it was the shout to come through for a quick leg by. And that's exactly what's been taken, and good running again. End of the over, so 9 overs down. And with this healthy contribution from Miles, 88 for 2 is the score. So just a quick drink there, I think. Drinks are on. Very briefly, I guess we might break in an overs time for the formal drinks as well. Elise Millington then.
Yeah, I was really surprised to see it take 10 overs, or 9 overs, sorry, till Elise got the ball. I thought she was one of the shining lights for Guernsey this morning. She came in, bowled with pace. She really runs in hard, and you can see it in that delivery that she's really trying to get the ball up there and trying to give it the best chance to swing and give it the best chance to get results. So it was a surprise to see her come on this late. I think she's been a real shining light for this Guernsey attack, and certainly at such a young age, that's something to get very excited about with her and young Emily Marion potentially leading an attack for many years to come.
Yeah, good bit of bounce there for Elise. Yeah, as I was saying, plenty of cricket going on away from Grainville. Busy period of the summer for cricket, of course. We'll just watch this delivery and then have a chat about that. Here she comes. Again, it's well bowled. She is bowling well. They're going to sneak through for one. That's good running, I think. Yeah, and they're home for another one. But yeah, lots going on, Lee, generally in local cricket at the moment. The men's we mentioned against Norway today as well, and plenty going on.
Yeah, we've got the big final today. I think this is exactly what the men had set themselves out to do, is get themselves to the final and give themselves the best chance to qualify through. I think we've been outstanding in that tournament so far. We've really been the team to beat, winning by 100 runs and restricting oppositions and going out and playing with a real freedom of intent and right the way down the batting lineup. You've seen that. So I believe that
starts soon, doesn't it?
Yeah, 2:30. You can watch it on ICC TV.
Why would you watch that when you've got this?
You can get multiple streams on the go. One on the laptop, one on the TV, and
iPads going the lot.
Exactly.
Cricket everywhere. Cricket everywhere you look
today.
Yeah, massive day of sport. As another run there, well fielded actually on the boundary. So just the one. 90 for 2, the score, and nearly at this midway point in the first innings, this T20 international between these sides, and the match that will decide who lifts the Inter Insular Trophy. Jersey winning last year 3-0, I think, from memory. That's a good shot down the ground.
That is
flown off the bat.
Brilliant shot. That's not a bad ball at all there from Elise, who bowled it. Pitched it right up there, gave it a chance. Trinity gets on that front foot and hits straight down the ground, and that's exactly what you want to be looking to do. Hit the sight screens. Batting coaches, Woody, no doubt, if he's tuning in, loves talking about hitting the sight screens, playing with good intent. That's exactly what she's done there, and that's a great way to end the first 10 for Jersey.
Yeah, 94 for 2. How happy will Jersey be with that?
Yeah, I think delighted now, particularly after the start that wasn't how they probably wanted it to go. With Annalise coming in at the top, they would have wanted a few more runs in those first 6 overs, and she didn't fire today, but we've seen her fire many times for Jersey before, so that's the game. But with these two coming in, Charlie's taken on that role and come in and batted really nicely, a great strike rate. Trinity, very much a supporting role, only facing 9 balls, but she's running hard between the wickets. It's when you're batting together as a pair, it's often batting in partnerships, and sometimes when it's someone else's day, you have to play that supporting role and do it well, and that's the sign of a great side when someone's able to put egos to one side and say, I'll do the running for you.
And how will Trinity find that role? Is she normally a big hitter herself, or will she perform that role well, supporting Charlie here?
Yeah, I mean, setting up this side, she's certainly one of those with more power in her game, so she's one of those that would be used to scoring a bit quicker than this, but those who know her well is that she's a fantastic individual who plays selflessly and for the team, and those who have seen her stand at extra cover appealing at nearly every ball will tell you just how passionate she is about the game. When I first started working with her, one of the big learning points that we talked about was to not get too high and not get too low. When things weren't going well, she'd get tough on herself, and when things were going really well, she'd be right up there, and sometimes in cricket that's how it goes, so you've got to try and be as level-headed as you can, and that was just a young and experienced cricketer, but you're starting to see a more senior member of the side now really sort of playing that secondary role and enjoying doing it.
Back underway, just a little short that, and gave the chance to swing it out into the leg side for a couple of runs. I think this might be Molly Robinson bowling. First look at her, I think.
Yeah, young leg spinner. She bowled against us last year, picked up a couple of wickets, but as with any leg spinner, any young leg spinner will understand just how hard that skill is to achieve. So, you know, what's going to come with this is the potential of wickets, but at the same time, a couple of loose balls maybe that she'd want back, but being a leg spinner is the toughest role in cricket, so great to see a young leggy being given the confidence by the captain to come on and bowl in a tough situation.
Well, Fran Bullpit there on the volley with the left foot. That might be a bit of a sore ankle for a few overs or more. Again, just dragged down a bit. It is such a difficult skill. That leg spin's turning the ball away from the batter. And very easy to drag a leg spinner down. But just the one. A decent start here from Molly. That one just sits up a bit. There is a fielder out there. And they'll get back for 2.
And there you go. That's exactly what they do well, these two. You almost saw from the start there that Trinity knew that was going to be 2. She turned, didn't even think twice about it, just turned and went, and gave no second thought to trying to get the strike and hit some balls herself.
Bullpit can't get down to that one, but there is a fielder that will come round the boundary edge and cover. It was Merrion out there, Emily Merrion, and stops the boundary at least. So no boundaries in this first Molly Robinson over just yet. 1 ball left in it. Runs off every ball.
It's key in the middle overs here, just to keep that momentum going. Might be a little sign of the batters feeling the heat and the tiredness a little bit. They're fit young cricketers and they're able to handle it, but when you're running a lot of 2s, it can take it out of you, and all of a sudden your power starts to dip a little bit to what you've had before. So Charlie will be hoping that a few of those 2s start to turn into 4s to save her legs a little bit, but 62 off 38, she's doing a brilliant job for the team here.
Yeah, so 9 off that over. It's the batting to come. Grace Weatherall, who scored 47 this morning in the T10 game between these sides. Chloe Grecian, the captain, who took 3 wickets in the first over of that game, was with us on commentary earlier on, raced off to pad up just in case, not required just yet.
Yeah, and then Flo Copley to come after that, who we're told is playing her last game for Jersey today. She's been a long servant of the game for Jersey, with a little break in between. She was a player for many years in the early days, playing tournaments for Jersey, and as an opening seam bowler and dangerous batter in her day. She will happily admit that she's a bit of a lower order batter these days, but still we'll see her with the ball later, no doubt, and she's got a real good craft about her, swinging the ball away, and she doesn't bowl many bad balls. So yeah, hopefully Flo goes well in her last game today.
Pitched up by Elise Millington and going to go all the way to the boundary, just about gets there, and 4 more. Jersey have gone past the 100 mark as well, and don't know what's happened here in the middle. Trinity Smith is down on all 4s for a moment. She's back up now, just whether there was a collision in the middle. I was watching the ball just about make it to the boundary rope, and yeah, whether they both were also watching. Looks like maybe a left ankle.
Yeah,
gone.
I noticed her stretching out a little bit a few balls ago, maybe an over ago at the non-striker's end, so I don't know if she's maybe tweaked something here. She won't.
All eyes were on the boundary, weren't they?
Yeah,
So
no, she won't like me mentioning a fair few injuries in her netball career. When I was coaching them, it was often throughout the winter I'd get texts saying you'll never guess what, and I'll be cursing her injuries because she's such a fantastic cricketer, and yeah, hopefully she can run it off here and everything goes well.
Millington pitching that one up. It's looping awkwardly over the fielder, and they might get back for 2 again. And they do.
Looks like there's a slight limp there. There's maybe something that she's tweaked somewhere there, but she seems to be braving it out for now and doesn't certainly want anyone coming on the pitch, so she's going to crack on for the time being.
Plenty of bowlers being used here at Grainville. Again, nice action. And nice running, 1 more.
Yeah, I think it's just, Elise's figures don't show how well she's bowled for Guernsey here. I think she's consistently executing, pitching the ball up, giving it a chance to swing and testing the batters. I think if you look at her figures, and if you weren't watching, you'd think it's not necessarily the best bowling, but I think the batters are doing their job here, and she's bowling really nicely.
Fair bit of power behind that one, and I think that will make it to the boundary with no problem whatsoever, and it does. Second boundary of the over. Jersey ticking along nicely as they move to 115 for 2.
Yeah, full face of the bat there from Charlie, and that's what she'll be wanting. And both her and Trinity seem to be feeling the heat a little bit here, running between the wickets, as you can see them on their haunches now. So boundaries is what they'll be looking for, really putting their foot down, and every time they find one here, that will help them recover a little bit better.
Yeah, it'll be warm out there now with the helmet on. The sun out. Bit of a breeze across the ground. There's a Jersey flag just in front of our commentary position that's clearly moving in the breeze. Not much space to work with on that delivery into the body, and they get a single.
Much better length there from Elise. She's been pitching it up nicely, which is good, but these batters have been hitting those half volleys down the ground and hitting them hard. So that pulled her length back a little bit there, which meant she couldn't hit through the line as much as she would have liked. But a nice run off that final ball, and scoring off the good balls just as important as putting away the bad balls here.
So Miles on 68, Smith on 18.
Hard to believe Trinity's on just 18. How long she's been out there? She's
Only faced the 13 balls though,
really been starved at the strike. But as we were talking about earlier, it's playing a really good supporting knot, getting Charlie on strike, allowing her to take centre stage, and as coaches.
Good opportunity here, and it's taken straight down the throat of the fielder. Ball pit it was, who watched it carefully into her hands. And Miles goes for 68, a really good 68. She'll be frustrated because the ball sat up to be hit, but it was straight at ball pit. Didn't have to move, just had to watch it into her hands. And that excellent innings from Charlie Miles comes to an end on 68.
Yeah, superb knock from Charlie there. Exactly what was needed in the circumstances to get Jersey up to a competitive score here, and set the game up really nicely for Grace to come to the crease and continue the onslaught here. But yeah, that can happen sometimes. As a young leggy, she'll definitely bowl better balls in her career than what she's bowled there. But sometimes the good balls don't get wickets and go for boundaries, and sometimes the bad balls get yourself a wicket. So yeah, absolutely superb to see a youngster come on and get a wicket, and she was delighted with that in her celebration, and a big wicket in Charlie Miles there as well to put her back in the pavilion, which is a shame for Jersey, but she set up the game perfectly there for the rest of the lower order to come in, and with just under 8 overs to go, it looks like it's going to be a good score.
Yeah, Robinson with the wicket, delighted with that. And Guernsey will be hoping to get a couple of wickets in the next over or so, and that will bring the lower order batters into play. Often say, don't they, add a couple of wickets and it changes things. But Jersey on course for an imposing total in this T20 International, but Guernsey knowing a couple of wickets could get them right into this contest here at Grainville. As Robinson, it is to continue from the end furthest away from the pavilion. Loops that one up, awful lot of height on it.
Really well bowled first ball there. Grace across her stumps a little bit as well, so she's got to be careful not to miss those straight ones early. But yeah, it'll be a matchup that Grace will enjoy here if she's brave and uses her feet.
Again, plenty of flight and plenty of bounce there as well this time. Deceiving Weatherall. Spent plenty of time at the crease in the T10 earlier today. Just need to get her eye in here. And good first half, excellent first half of the over here from Guernsey's Robinson. Again, happy to float it up, give it plenty of time in the air.
You can see here just exactly what a wicket can do for a young cricketer's confidence. She certainly bowled an okay first over, settling into her spell, but she seems to have a big smile on her face, and no doubt she should do after a wicket like that. So we're seeing the result of it.
Into the air, just evading the fielder. Weatherall off the mark, and off the mark with a couple of runs.
Yeah, it's a nice shot. She's off the mark. I think the way they go about this is to try and get to the pitch of the ball. Certainly getting up above the batter's eye line, so I think an option here is the batters to use their feet to try and get there before it bounces, which gives you a much better opportunity.
Maybe a bit of turn there, was it? Certainly the way
Really
it was
well
played looked like there was. And that completes an excellent over from Robinson. Just the 2 runs off it, the wicket as well, and the big wicket at that of Miles. And Jersey 118 for 3 with 7 overs to go. Lee, obviously you coached a lot of these players, still closely involved with the women's side, of course. Do you feel on edge when they're out there? Does it still feel like you're? I know you're not the main coach now, but you've obviously developed a lot of these players like a father figure to a lot of them, I should think. Do you feel on edge watching them, just wishing them to do well?
Yeah, there is no doubt a running joke in the side that they used to call me Dad. That's for sure. A lot of them I've coached since they were just 13, 14 years old when they were coming into the game and learning. Came into the role just before COVID, and then it hit. So that no doubt had an effect in positive and negative ways. So they've been through a lot as a side so far. Year 1, winless year. Which was plenty of learnings and opportunities. We went away and played some really good cricket, in particular against Kent under-17s at the time, who now, if you watch the women's game, McDonald, Gay, Stonehouse are names that are close to England A and full honours for England. They came in and whacked us around all over the place, put 200 on the board and bowled us out for 40. And the girls at dinner were sort of looking at me going, why the hell did you do that to us? But they'll look back on it now and often do still talk about it now being a real pivotal turning point for their cricket, because they saw what excellence looks like. I think a big part of women's cricket and girls' cricket development is that these have grown up without role models, without seeing it on TV and understanding how the game needs to be played at the top level, whereas it's completely turned on its head now with the 100, etc. So going and actually experiencing it as players was a huge turning point for them, and that certainly motivated them and drove them to putting in all the hard work that they have done over the years to get to develop a side like they have now.
All right, taken 2 there, some good running from Smith, who's still out there, not moving as easy as she might.
She looks like she's carrying something here. She's certainly not getting better as it's going on, but at the moment she's gritting her teeth and bearing through it for the team, which is very Trinity-like, because she's a team-first individual, that's for sure. So you'll see her continue to run as hard as she can and put her body on the line for the team here.
4 wides added to the total. Millington, who's generally had really good line and length in this match, has just let that one slip down the leg side and it goes away to the boundary. Five runs added to the total. Maybe
tiring a little bit here. It's a lot of people who watch cricket will think 2.5 overs isn't a huge amount, but when T20 cricket's the main area of what they play, 3 overs on the trot for a young seamer running in as hard as she has on a hot day like today, it's not always easy. So leaks down the leg side can often be a sign of a bit of a tired fast bowler.
They'll try for 2 again, and they'll get 2 again. And the run rate remaining between 9 and 10 here, as it has done for a few overs now. And plenty of wickets in hand at the moment for the home side. Here comes Millington again.
Well bowled.
Yeah, nicely bowled.
I think this would be really encouraging for Guernsey viewers watching this, where you've got young Elise Millington from one end, and Molly Robinson bowling really nice leg spin from the other end. We've talked about Emily Merrion already. These are 3 clearly talented young cricketers in Guernsey's ranks who are going to be who they lean on for the future, and they're executing well under pressure against a good Jersey side.
She's tried to bowl full when she can. That was on the full, and the fielder got a hand to it, but not enough to stop the ball squirming through, and they get through for 3 more.
Great running between the wickets there from Grace, really pushing the foot down here. You can see them turning without looking too much, and that's a sign that they're confident in the running between the wickets and confident with their running with their partner.
Batting still to come, the likes of Chloe Grecian, Flo Copley, as you were saying, in her last outing for Jersey. And that is the batting to come.
Yeah, keep an eye on Erin Googe here. She might come in towards the end and play some shots. She, again in the Women's Premier League yesterday, batted really nicely, and she always comes out and plays with an aggressive nature. Another surname you might recognise from the men's side in Patrick, her brother. There's a fair bit of crossover with brothers and sisters from men's side to women's side. So yeah, she'll bowl some nice overs later with her leggies, and she'll also come in down the order and play some shots.
That one beats the bat, nicely bowled.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Grace use her feet here. She does it well. I think both batters, when the ball comes above the eye line, they've got to be brave and come down the wicket and take opportunities in this position that we're in.
Yeah, she's tried to do that there, and she's not executed it. She knew what to do. She knew what you were asking her to do, but not able to make contact and out of her ground. And I think you're right. You can see what she was trying to do there. But awkward when that ball goes above the eye line and then dips on you and not able to connect with the ball. And the stumping is a good one from the captain, Krista Delamere, and Jersey 131 for 4 now.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. It's the right decision to come down the wicket there. Some coaches might look and say, what are you taking the risk for? I think the game scenario dictated it, but I also think the options were right. It's just about execution.
And it's a good piece of wicket keeping there as well, because it was quite clear she was down the track, out of her ground, but you've got to make sure you collect the ball cleanly and take the bails off when had a little bit of time to think about it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not easy as a wicket keeper when you can see the batter go early, and then all of a sudden you've got to make a decision to keep watching the ball when you're maybe distracted by other people around you. So yeah, I think she'll be disappointed with that. A good bit of bowling again from Molly Robinson, who's picked up another wicket here, which is fantastic for Guernsey. But I think Grace will look back on that and think, could I have had a plan B to maybe go away from the attacking option if I wasn't quite there? It looked like the ball just dipped on her and bounced a little bit in front of her to where she would have liked it. Maybe committed a little bit more earlier rather than little steps, get that big first stride in and get to the pitch of the ball before it even bounces. But I certainly think that was the right option going forward against Molly, who's bowling nicely here. And let's see if the batters continue to do that and be brave against her if they can.
Chloe Grecian is the new batter and just prods that one back towards the bowler. One hand, one bounce. Rules not applying. But another dot ball, and this good spell from Robinson continues. 2 wickets, just the 11 conceded from the 2.5 overs she's bowled so far. In she comes again. Real loopy, lofty delivery, and again no run. So 4 balls of the over bowled, still no run from it, and that wicket of Weatherall as well. Can she get out of the over in the way that she started it? Tap and run from Grecian ensures it won't be a maiden, but still just the one off it. She's bowling really nicely as Robinson.
Bowling nicely, yeah, good option from Chloe there. The viewers will see that she's not the tallest on 2 legs. I know we're not ones to comment, but generally her back foot game is going to be strong, being of shorter height. So she's got on the back foot early there, got across to off stump and worked it into the open side to get her 1 and off strike.
Using her feet there and dropped catch. It wasn't the easiest for, I think it's Rosie Davis there, but stopped the boundary at least. It was an opportunity to really get into this Jersey lineup, but doesn't get taken, and that completes the over. And it's another good over from Molly Robinson. 133 for 4. And Jersey in a good position with 5 overs to go to push up towards that perhaps 180 mark at 10 and over from here, 180.
Yeah, I think that's where you want to be. There's 1 over left of Molly Robinson, although Guernsey's opening bowlers were good with the new ball in the first 4 overs, so I'm sure they'll be calling on them now. I can see Hannah Meacham coming back on, who opened from this end, so it's not going to be a walk in the park for the Jersey batters. They'll have to continue batting well, but it's a good match-up for Trinity.
Meacham is back on for the visitors. And might be into the wickets here. No, it's going to drop between the fielders in the covers there. So not the cleanest strike, and despite being in a good position, maybe a little bit of pressure building here, knowing that a couple more wickets could leave them well short of that 180. So important couple of overs coming up here in terms of the size of this score. And now, has that taken the end of the bat? It has. It's caught behind. Again, a good piece of work. Must have just come off the toe end of the bat. And again, really well taken by Krista Delamere, the Guernsey skipper. And that is the 5th wicket to fall. And Jersey need to be a little bit careful here just to stop the flow of these wickets for the next couple of overs and then maybe push on towards a 180 mark. But another wicket falls. Good catch behind. And Smith is the latest to go.
Yeah, I was just about to talk about there how Trinity could take that role on that Charlie had done, where she's had some time at the crease now, had an opportunity to see what the bowlers are up to, get themselves comfortable at the crease, and quite often when you're trying to build a total towards the end of the innings, you'll have a set batter and a new batter, and the new batter's job is to get the set batter on strike. So a shame for Trinity there not to have gone on and taken on that mantle what Charlie's done, but she'll be she might not be delighted with her individual score, but certainly she's done a hell of a job for the team there, running between the wickets and running a lot of Charlie's runs.
Mia Maguire is the new batter, wicketkeeper for Jersey, and makes her way out to the middle to join her captain. So wicketkeeper and skipper in the middle together. As we edge into the last 5 overs of the first innings of this Inter-Insular game here at Granville. You're very welcome to the coverage wherever you're listening or watching from around the globe. Part of a series of live streamed games going on for you this summer from here in Jersey.
Yeah, Mia to the crease, left-hander, the only one in Jersey's lineup, which can be useful towards the end of the innings, making bowlers have to adjust their line nearly every ball.
And starts with having to face a full toss and bats it down, and it's a no ball, so it will be a free hit, and Chloe Grecian gets to be on face for it and benefit from that free hit opportunity.
Yeah, I think both of these will be looking to play hit and run early doors here, try and get good contact on the bat and back up well and run hard between the wickets. Both their games not necessarily suited to finding the boundary and clearing the ropes, but they'll run hard between the wickets and they'll score in funny areas, as you've seen there with Chloe. She wants to use the pace a little bit more than sort of stand there and deliver like we've seen from earlier batters. But she knows her game well. Again, very experienced Jersey player, so she knows where she'll want to score her runs here, and she'll find creative ways to do that, which is what Jersey will need her to do.
Maybe a bit of swing out there as that's swept to the leg side for another single. Yeah, Chloe Grecian looking to move around her crease a little bit, particularly on that free hit, moving to the offside and giving herself some space.
Yeah, as I say, she'll score in different areas here, Chloe. She's a smart cricketer. She knows the game well. She watches the game, obviously skipper of Jersey side for a number of years now, so she thinks tactically about the game, and she does the same with her batting.
Meacham pitching that one up, lovely delivery. Comes off an inside edge and they'll scamper through for one. Maybe a bit of movement in the air.
Yeah, still a fresh breeze a little bit coming across the field, as well as potentially if they've looked after the ball there well, there'll still be something in it, so the batters will have to watch for that. But be a good opportunity here for Mia to get on and strike the ball cleanly, because she's got the power when she wants to access it.
Last ball of the 16th over. Played across that, and it's into some space out there on the leg side.
Fielded.
And yeah, they worked well there together, that duo. And it's Rosie Davis who returns the throw ultimately, but they teamed up well there. 16 overs gone. Jersey 143 for 5.
Yeah, we talked about 150 being really a minimum that they would have wanted. So it looks like they're certainly going to get that and more. It's just about how much more do they get off these last few overs.
Charlie Miles, the standout score in the innings so far, 68 from 42 balls. Trinity Smith contributing with 22 from 17 deliveries, was out there for a lot longer than 17 deliveries suggests. And now these two relatively new to the crease. And 4 overs remaining. It's the left-handed Maguire, the wicketkeeper, who will face the first ball of this 17th over.
And I think this is why we've seen Mia come to the crease right now against the leg spinner. I think Ted, the new coach, talks a lot about matchups in T20 cricket, having a lot of experience of coaching it himself. So we've got the leg spinner coming in against the left-hander to counteract that spin, so it's turning into her.
And work with the spin.
Work with the spin, so I think that's the plan here, where he's thought, right, she's got 1 over left, can Mia try and take her down here?
Full flighted delivery, beats the bat of Maguire. Seemed like she got a big stride in, but not able to make contact.
Yeah, she just needs to get herself set early here, and she seems to be getting set quite late.
Now, is that a bump ball?
she's off.
She's off. I wondered if she played the ball into the ground, but Robinson's excellent spell continues. Gets rid of Maguire, and has now taken 3 wickets from her 3.2 overs and conceded just 13. So an excellent spell here from Robinson. Maguire goes for 2 from her 4 deliveries, and Jersey 143 for 6. Be interesting to see the replay. I thought she'd got such a big stride in that it might have been a bump ball, but here we go. Maybe just the angle that we were looking on from. If that's the ball coming into shot, it definitely landed before her if it's coming in from that angle. But we'll maybe get a look a little bit later on. But she was quick to turn and head back. So Robinson, 3 for 13 now, her figures.
Yeah, fantastic spell here. This is exactly what Guernsey needed, especially in the middle and trying to peg Jersey back before those last few overs. So this has been a real good spell from a young leggy. As we showed first over, it wasn't exactly where she wanted to be with her radar.
Good catch as well, wasn't it?
Brilliant catch, yeah. You've got to be ready for it to come back to you as a spinner, especially a leggy. It might come hit hard at you, so you've got to be ready for it to come back and adjust accordingly. And since she's taken that first wicket, she's really not looked back here and bowled good ball after good ball, which has put Jersey under pressure. Googe
in and on face. Gets a good stride in, sweeps it out to deep square leg for a single. And off the mark, first ball for Googe.
Yeah, important that she got there on the full toss. I think that's really important for any young cricketers watching this here, that, you know, these young leggies who are getting it above the eye line, you've got to be brave and go to the ball. If you let it bounce, if you let it pitch, or it could turn, it could bounce. It's got unpredictability about it, which is why leg spin can be so dangerous in cricket. So it's good to see her get down and get sweeping early and get to the full toss to avoid any untoward bounce or anything you don't expect. So hopefully they continue in that manner.
Underneath that, it's in the air, another opportunity for a wicket, and this time it's taken as well, catching much better this afternoon in comparison to this morning's T10 game. In the T20, in the big one of the day, the catching has been good from Guernsey, and a 7th wicket falls, and Robinson now has 4.
Yeah, this is more than she probably would have imagined. It's a fantastic spell. Once she picked up 1, as I say, she's really held her line and length well. She's put the ball right up there and forced Jersey batters to play good shots. And once again, we see that ball just pitch before they make contact, which is always dangerous with a bit of extra bounce and a bit of extra spin on the ball that leggies can get. So I think potentially maybe they've seen Grace try to use her feet and not do it successfully, and potentially gone into their shell a little bit here rather than continue to look to get on the front foot and dominate it and get there on the full toss. But got to give a load of credit to Molly, who's been bowling really well and executing consistently, and the fielders have been backing her up.
A good comeback here from Guernsey, as the runs in the middle portion of the innings started to flow. They've pulled things back, and the number 9 is now in the form of Erin Duffy, out to the middle to join the skipper.
Yep, and she'll be telling you that she should be batting higher, no doubt. Duffy, very confident young girl who can play cricket. She's at King's Taunton School in the UK and is on a performance programme there. And as we saw in the T10, she's a frontline bowler in this side, but she can definitely bat as well. She's a big golfer. She used to play golf before she played cricket and still does, I believe. So she's certainly got the hand-eye coordination needed, and she's got the ability to play 360, which is fantastic for a lower order batter. So there's no doubt she'll be confident going in, and these two get on very well. We'll be having a good chat about where they're going to score their runs and try and work out how they're going to navigate these last 3.
Well, there are the figures for Robinson. 4 wickets, 15 runs coming off her 4 overs. 2 wickets in that last over, but her spell is done. Jersey still have 3 overs to edge this score up towards that 180 mark that they would have been hoping for, but they're going to need to finish strong. And they're going to get 1 there out to the boundary and move to 146 for 7. Meacham to continue. Off the mark there though, and wide signals.
Okay, the Jersey batters might be in a bit of 2 minds here, just to make sure that they see out these remaining overs, to make sure they're not bowled out and leave balls behind when they could be scoring runs off them. So they're maybe being 2 minds about looking to be positive with the score and try and find the boundaries, but also ensure that they're not bowled out before the 20th and leave balls out there that they could have scored off.
Another one drops, another wicket drops. The ball certainly wasn't dropped. It was well held, came to her pretty quickly. It's a decent connection on the ball, but it was well held, and 8 wickets now down. And I think you're right, Lee. Now the job is to make sure that the 20 overs are batted out, and that every run can be eked out of these last 2.5 overs.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think these batters who have come in and not scored the runs that they would have liked to, they're good batters in their own right. And one real positive thing about this Jersey side for sure is that they've got fantastic depth in batting. I often used to talk to Guji, Duffy, Fia, Flotangi, who's not in the side today, that they may be the best 9, 10, 11 in women's associate cricket. So they haven't shown it, 2 of them today, but Fia's out there now in the middle, who's a fantastic young cricketer and only still, I think, 15, turning 16, or just turned 16, playing around them amongst the Oxfordshire stuff, and plays for us as well when she's back in Jersey, and very much part of the squad now, having joined it last year, and she's a good young batter who can do the job here.
Just moving away a little bit, and no run. Just seeing on the replay there, the catch was really well taken by Rosie Davis. It's the second attempt, a little mini juggle in there before it was eventually secured. And they're not dropping so many, Guernsey, this afternoon after some difficult moments earlier on today. That's played out pretty nicely, and one more. Last ball of this 18th over to come then, and Jersey edging towards 150, but have stuttered a little bit. This time it's a tap and go, and they'll get through for 1. They might get through for 2 here. Don't know, no. Sticking to the single, and probably rightly so. Just the 1 to end the over. 149 for 8.
2 to go. Going to get that 150, that's for sure. Well, hopefully going to get that 150, that's for sure. As we said, as the bottom mark that they'd probably want here. They would want 160, 170 plus from the position they've been in, but that fantastic spell in the middle overs there as from Molly Robinson has really pegged Jersey back, and that's what leg spinners can do in T20 cricket. Often they can go for a lot of runs, but they can pick up wickets along the way, and it was great to see Molly Robinson bowl well there, taking 4 wickets, but not only take wickets, but not go for any either.
Penultimate over of this T20 innings. Guernsey having done really well to peg Jersey back a little bit here. Nice shot from Grecian. And that brings up the 150 for the home side. They will have wanted more at points in this innings, but the 150 in the bag.
11 balls to go, 160 minimum I'd say from here with 2 wickets in hand. They can find a couple of boundaries and sneak a couple of bad balls away, then they'll be happy with that. Fielded.
Well, it's half stopped there. Went pretty quickly off the bat. It was half stopped by the Guernsey fielder, and then her teammate Emily Marion is there on the boundary that returns the throw. I don't know if the Guernsey fielder picked up a slight injury in stopping the ball there.
She got a good hand to that, which saved an extra run there, that's for sure, and we've seen that from Guernsey, and this fielding effort has been much improved since this morning. They've taken their catches.
She looked a bit disappointed, but I thought she did well.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good mindset to have, although she's saved the 1. I think she would have liked to have got that cleanly, for sure.
That's well played down on her knee, Chloe Grecian there, and that's going to run towards the boundary. The chase is on, and ball and fielder end up over the boundary, and it's gone all the way for the 4 down to the rope.
Yeah, as we talked about before, Chloe's not the player who's going to come in and clear the ropes, hitting down the ground hard. She's going to find her shot, she's going to hit in different areas of the ground, and she's done exactly that there, which is back into her strengths.
Ball pit it was the fielder who stopped that previous one. This time it was just always running away from her, and it was that timing the moment to stop it and got it slightly wrong, and it went to the rope. Grecian can't connect with that one. Might have been a Yorker. That's going to be a run out. It's good work from the wicket keeper. Really good work from the skipper, Delamere. And as Jersey tried to sneak through, the wicket-keeper acted promptly and hit the stumps. And last man, or last woman, Copley, will make her way to the crease, as you say, Lee. Her last outing for Jersey. Last time she'll walk to the middle with a bat in hand.
Yeah, I'm not sure she'll be delighted with that, to be honest. Flo's often one of those who's quite happy to let the others up the order do the job, and she'll come in only if needed. But yeah, as I say, nice little sentiment for her to be able to walk out one last time and walk off the field. But her job will certainly be with the ball. But yeah,
she's got a job to do here to see her team through to bat out the full 20 overs alongside her captain.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit of game management there. I think Fear at the non-strikers and a little bit eager to get going and didn't realise how close that ball was to the wicket keeper. But it was encouraging that she was looking for the run. But we need to make sure that these last 8 balls are navigated well and not left out in the middle when we could have been getting 160, nearly close to 170 if these last 8 balls go for the runs with Chloe 14 not out. So Flo will be looking to get off strike early and let Chloe do her thing to close off the innings.
Jennings is ready at the top of her mark, with just a few balls left for her with the ball in hand. Oh, Copley used all that experience to guide Jersey through the next over and a bit. And Chloe Grecian out there too. Last ball of the penultimate over. A play, I was going to say a play and a miss, but it's a play and a hit. It's found a little bit of Copley's bat and through to the keeper it goes. And Jersey don't bat through the full 20. They're all out after 19 and all out for 157. So 20-30 short than it looked like they might get at one point in the innings. Still a good score, still a healthy score. But they would have hoped for a bit more, perhaps, Lee? Yeah,
no doubt. Jersey will be happy with the total amount of runs that they got. They probably would have taken that at the start of the innings. It's a pretty big total for Guernsey to chase, but they'll take a huge amount of pride in the way that they bowled Jersey out there and completed it before the 20th over. I thought they were superb this afternoon, coming off the back of a pretty heavy defeat this morning. So to see them bounce back with such an effort as that is great. Jersey will be disappointed from the position that they were in when Trinity and Charlie were going so well. I think the lower order in particular will have to hold their hands up and say that one of them should have gone on and got 20-30 not out at the end of the innings there. Chloe was doing her job there, but no one managed to stay with her and provide that support for her that we saw so earlier with Trinity. So mixed feelings, no doubt. They'll know 157 is a very competitive total in this fixture, but at the same time, when the foot's down and in the position that they are in, they'll be disappointed not to have got a lot more.
Some good bowling figures in there. Jennings with that last wicket at the end, the run out in that over as well, 1 for 15 of her 3 overs, so she kept it pretty tight as well. And standout bowler really, Molly Robinson was excellent with the ball in hand, was brave enough to flight the ball up and really seemed to confuse a few batters unable to deal with that ball going above the eye line, that dropping ball. And on the time that we did see a batter try to use their feet, so we saw the stumping as well, and Guernsey much better in the field as well.
Yeah, I think a mix of both things. I think Jersey maybe went into their shell a little bit against her when Grace had got out playing that way, but you've got to be brave in those situations, and that's what leg spinners can do. They can make you take the game to them, so really, really important that Molly Robinson feels a massive amount of confidence off the back of those 4 overs that she bowled beautifully for there.
Yeah, four wickets for 15 for Robinson, just looking at the figures here. Meacham with 3 for 38 as well, a little bit more expensive, but getting in there with the 3 wickets. And Claire Jennings, very economical, going at just 5s as well. So it'll be 158 then, the target that's required. And is this one of those innings where Guernsey will be happy they pulled things back, but Jersey will be relatively happy, as you say, with the score they've put on the board?
Yeah, I think the word for Jersey will probably be comfortable. They feel confident with that score, with the way that they went about it this morning with the ball. Certainly Chloe with the new ball in the power play is going to be really an important part of that, given that she took 3 wickets in the first over in the morning. So that'll be a big part of this Guernsey chase, and if they get away in the power play and they really start to play with intent, that you never know. But certainly Jersey will feel comfortable, but Guernsey will be delighted going to that dressing room with their fight back that they've shown.
Big power play ahead, big innings ahead, and we will bring it to you live here on the live feeds. Then short break before we see the run chase. Guernsey Women needing 158 if they're to lift the trophy. So the players are making their way back out towards the middle here at Granville. Just looking there on the screen at how the Jersey innings unfolded. Top score of 68 for Charlie Miles, played really nicely in that Jersey total of 157 all out with an over to spare. So 158 will be the target for Guernsey if they are to win the Inter Insular. So a tough ask. Jersey will be the favourites. Lee Malloy from Jersey Cricket still alongside me. Jersey will be the favourites here, but Guernsey have given themselves an outside chance by preventing Jersey from batting through and really pulling them back, actually, because for a while we were talking 180-ish as a score, but 157 they ended up.
Yeah, a big talking point often at the end of a first innings. Teams will talk about the momentum going into the second innings. Now, I think the momentum's firmly with Guernsey, but as you mentioned there, Jersey firm favourites with post results in previous years, and a very good left-arm spinner in Chloe Grecian to contend with in the first 6 overs. So, a game where Jersey will feel that they should go on and win this from here, but certainly a good start from Guernsey in the power play might put a bit of pressure back on them and make them think twice.
So 157 was the score. We'll bring up the new scorecard for you in a moment and look at the lineups. Grecian, the captain, it is who gets things started, and gets things started with a dot ball bowled very nicely this morning in the T10 between these sides when she took 3 wickets in the first over. Had a sniff at a hat-trick, didn't quite happen, but 2 in a row at the end of her first over this morning. And she starts with 2 dot balls here. Just maybe flicked off the bat, maybe a bit of body involved there. We'll just see if the umpire signals bat. No signal from him. So first runs off the bat in this innings. We'll update the graphic for you in a moment. The scorecard just showing the previous innings down at the bottom at the moment. We'll get that sorted for you shortly. But Guernsey are off and running in the run chase.
Be a big part of the game here. Chloe's a very experienced left-arm spinner. She's not going to bowl too many bad balls, so if she doesn't take wickets, she won't go for many, but Guernsey need to be aggressive from the start.
Very tight start here from the Jersey captain. Just the 1 run from the first 4 balls. And Rosie Davis it is who's on face at the moment. Philippa Starlin at the other end, the opening pair for the visiting side here at Granville. That one lofted up a little bit more. We saw how that can work to the bowler's advantage in the previous innings. Couldn't quite stop that off our own bowling, but there's no run, and just the one coming from the opening over from Chloe Grecian. Good start from her, leading from the front, and Guernsey just getting the 1 run from that over.
Yeah, that's what she'll do. She's such a vital part of this Jersey bowling attack in the power play in particular. These overs are so important, especially chasing a score. Anything 150, 160 plus in women's cricket isn't easy to do. The general chat amongst men's cricket is if you can sort of be chasing 100 off the last 14 coming out the power play, you're in a pretty good position. Not always the case in women's cricket, depending on opposition, etc. But Chloe was on the target there, and she doesn't bowl bad balls, so she threatens both sides of the bat with either it gripping and turning past the outside edge, or it going straight on with the new ball and ending up getting them LBW or bowled. So she's going to test the batters early doors, and Guernsey will have a choice to make. Are they going to try and keep her out and stop her from taking wickets early, or are they going to look to try and take her on and put some real pressure on this Jersey attack?
Good start from Sophia Hansen with the ball. Nice high arm through the delivery. And again, pretty much on the money first up here from both ends, Jersey.
Sophia will be looking to swing the ball away from the right-hander here. She's got the ability to, and she's a young seamer with lots of experience in the women's game. She plays a lot of cricket back home in the UK, so the occasion won't faze her. She bowled a brilliant spell against France last year in a tight loss for Jersey when the game was getting taken away from us with Inez McKeon, who's now gone on to play Australia under-19s cricket this winter. So she's a fantastic young cricketer, and Sophia came on at the end of the power play, took a wicket and changed the game, pegged France back. So she's got the experience and she's played on the stage before, so this won't faze her.
Full delivery this time, and runs off the bat into the leg side. 158 is the target, remember. And a watchful start from the opening pair for Guernsey. Starlin and Rosie Davis. Alice Davis, who played this morning, not involved in this one, but Rosie Davis out there opening and on strike now, and just fending that one back to the bowler for no run, and this watchful start continues.
Yeah. Guernsey not really going anywhere here in the power play, although they've not lost the wickets they did this morning. They're also not going anywhere, so it's a difficult one because they won't want to lose wickets, but they also, will need to try and come out and play with intent in the power play against the new ball.
That one a bit shorter and gives room to free the arms. And Davis plays that out 3/4 of the way to the boundary for the one. And there are just 2 off that over, so a couple of tight overs to open up here. First from Grecian, the captain, and then Sophia following it up. And 3 without loss is the score. Run rate required of just 8.5, so no need to absolutely tear off here, but it is the power play, so for those that aren't aware, first 6 overs you have fielding restrictions upon you, and then after that things are relaxed somewhat. Each bowler allowed 4 overs as a maximum, and Grecian it is here into her second from the pavilion end.
Just see there the drift she's getting with the new ball. That's why she's so dangerous in this power play. Typical left arm spinner, getting good rip on the ball, which means that ball is coming out and it's drifting towards the pads of the batters, constantly making them think that it's going to be more of an off stump line, and in the air just drifts towards their leg stump.
Yeah, well bowled. We managed to speak to her briefly. She had a commentary stint earlier, but we spoke to her briefly. She seemed pretty happy with her bowling display from this morning, particularly the LBW when she pitched it right up, so I wouldn't be surprised to see another fully flighted ball angled in towards the stump soon from Grecian. She seemed particularly chuffed with that one as she bowls now. And so something a bit like that. Come on, umpire, I set you up. I set you up for
drift
the...
may be working against her there.
That was the opposite of a commentator's curse.
Too much.
Come on. I've had so many commentators' curses down the years. I thought I'd finally got one.
You thought you'd finally broken your duck.
But Stuart, the umpire,
unmoved.
not playing ball there.
A batter's umpire.
Another one happy to put it up there.
Yeah, Chloe showing her class here, continually testing the batters here. She's played some really good cricket over the last few years. She was over in the UK last year playing for Sunrisers. Those of you who are familiar with women's cricket, that's the regional side before you get to the England level. She was playing for their development side. It was, great to see her get those opportunities and get that exposure at that level, which we want and need for these cricketers who are very talented. We've got plenty in our ranks, and the competition is even more important in women's cricket for them to get off the island and experience cricket in the UK and play against some really good, talented opposition. Chloe did herself justice while she was away, playing a 50-over game for the first time in her cricket career, having only ever played T20 cricket. She bowled 10 overs on the trot, which she wasn't used to. The legs were a bit sore the next morning, but she bowled beautifully. I think it was 2 for 25 she took off her 10 overs. So she's got a confidence in her ability, and rightly so, given the quality that she has. And even at the next level, pushing towards that, she's shown that she can perform. So she's so vital for this Jersey bowling attack.
Big appeal goes up for the LBW, and the second time in 3 deliveries, the umpires are unmoved. It's a relatively confident sounding appeal, but nothing doing there, says the umpire. Stopped by Maguire down leg side, but wide ball is signalled off the bowling of Sophia Hansen here.
Yeah, Mia being brave, standing up to Sophia. I think this morning when she first started her spell, she was standing back, maybe being a little bit safe with it. But Mia's a fantastic wicket keeper, a young wicket keeper at just 17. She just needs to keep that confidence, standing up to the seamers when there's, you know, not that extra bit of pace. But yeah, she's got a fantastic set of hands and needs to trust them.
Bowled up, pitched right up and through the shot of Davis, right on target, and Guernsey lose their first wicket, 5 for 1.
Yeah, length much better there for Sophia. I think if she's being hypercritical, she's probably been a touch short with her length. She's got a new ball in her hand, she swings it away beautifully, and if you're going to give that ball a chance to swing, you've got to pitch it right up there. So sometimes it's about taking risks and pitching that ball further up there so that it's right in the batter's arc. When the ball swings a bit, all of a sudden that line changes and they're playing down the wrong line, and you can see the result there. So she's got to keep being brave here and let the ball do its job and swing nicely so that she can take some early wickets in the power play.
First wicket falls then, 5 for 1, and really was an excellent delivery. The intent of the batter was there. We haven't seen loads of intent in the first 3.5 overs, but the ball was a good one. Breached the shot, and first wicket falls in this run chase. Reminder, 157 all out Jersey in their innings from 19 overs. Not able to bat through the full 20, but putting on a pretty good score, and a watchful start from Guernsey. Now losing that first wicket at 5 for 1. And looks to be Elise Millington who's out in the middle.
Again, that's the length there that's maybe a touch too short with this new ball. You know, there's not going for any runs, which is great, but when you're bowling in the power play, you want to take wickets and be attacking, so she'll be looking to just get a yard fuller there and just really make the batter get on the front foot and look to drive. You've got fantastic fielders backing up in the offside there, Guji at backward point and Trinity at extra cover, who will take anything that comes their way.
Nice shot from Millington to get off the mark. 2 runs off the over so far, 1 with the wide and 1 there just into the offside. So another tight over from Hansen. Her and Grecian really keeping things tight in these opening 4 overs. Starling just watched that one carefully actually, and made sure she made contact with it into the offside to get the second run off the bat, 3rd run off the over, and the 4th over is complete at 7 for 1. Gorgeous setting here now. If you look at the sky on the shots there, here at Grainville, known as the home of cricket in Jersey, and looking a picture.
Yeah, Goffey's done a great job, as he always does. He's ex-Jersey captain, those will recognise the name Peter Goff. He's taken over as our head groundsman here at Grainville once we took control of the facility. He's done a fantastic job, supported by Dom, who people will recognise from the men's side. So as you can tell, it's an in-house job here, and the pitch is looking superb, the wickets are playing well, and yeah, he's done a brilliant job to set up the game here and make Grainville look as good as it can in what is now finally some warm sunshine that we're seeing this summer.
Ball's been thrown to Annalise Merritt for the 5th over after Grecian's tight opening 2 overs. See what Merritt can do with that tall action. just cramped up Starling for space a little bit, but was able to get bat on that down behind square for another run. 8 for 1.
Yeah, fantastic bit of fielding at backward point there from Erin Googe. She's developed hugely over the years and real put a focus on her fielding at backward point. It's such an important part of the fielding unit when you've got bowlers with extra pace, such as Annalise and Grace. If they lose their line and bowl a little bit outside off stump, backward point comes into play a lot. So she's worked really hard over the years to develop as a fielder at backward point to save runs when the bowlers drag their line a little bit wide. So yeah, she's doing really well.
Lovely drive through the offside there, just for 1. Lovely shot. Starling gets 1 more. Not a great deal of foot movement there, but bat on ball, and means that the strike is being rotated in this first over from Annalise Merritt with 3 singles from the first 3 deliveries. Some bounce there into the body, I think, and a few cries from the outfield, but getting some bounce. Bowls from obviously a good height, Merritt, and able to get something out of this matted pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been a leader of the Jersey attack for a long time now. She's when she gets it right like that, she's a big handful. As you say, it comes from that extra height, so she gains that extra bounce on a matted wicket, which can be so crucial when batters are trying to line you up, that's for sure. So she's got the ability to drop one in short and let the batters know that she's there, but she can also pitch it up and clean them up. So she's a real talent like that.
Right on the money that time, into leg stump, deceived the batter. Bit of movement through the air as well, and a second wicket falls. And it's Elise Millington who's gone. Good first over from Annalise Merritt. 3 singles to start it off, followed by 2 dot balls and then that wicket to complete the over and leave Guernsey at 10 for 2 after 5, 1 over of the power play to go. And Guernsey with some work to do again here, Lee.
Yeah, I think this is the danger that you have if you don't quite have that intent in the power play. It's, you know, I think this morning maybe playing on their mind slightly. 3 wickets in the first over really set them back a lot and didn't give them a chance, but at the same time you could end up being at the same score at the end of the power play if you do that and don't score any.
Well, I wondered, yeah, as we just see this delivery again that beat Millington's bat, taking the top of leg stump out, and yeah, lovely ball.
Yeah, and that's it.
I just wondered if it was a deliberate ploy from Guernsey here to not go OTT in the power play, but to not lose early wickets. But you're right, if you then do lose a couple of early wickets, it leaves you in real trouble again.
Yeah, I think it's maybe not necessarily just a ploy. I think they understand just how good the Jersey bowlers can be. So that, you know, someone like Chloe, if you let her in the game, she's going to tear you apart. So it's a difficult one. I think I'd always err on the side of, you know, let's try and take the game to them, and if it doesn't come off, it doesn't come off. It's not our day. But yeah, they've got plenty of time here. They've got 15 overs to go. Someone comes out and plays a Charlie Miles start innings and they get themselves right back into the game. So it can go either way. But I think it's also easy to sort of speak about the batters when the bowlers are executing well. So, you know, what looks like good execution is full and straight and give the batters no width and make them play every ball. And Jersey have certainly done that so far.
Oh, just a slight slip from Googe there, perhaps. It's a change of bowling, and it's Weatherall who banged it in a little bit, and it's fended out behind square on the offside, and just dropping away from that gully position.
Yeah, this is another element of the Jersey attack that you're seeing, where they've got the wiliness of a left-arm spinner, they've got the craftiness of a swing bowler to start in the power play, but then you've got Annalise and Grace who bowl with a little bit of extra pace, so you're not getting the same thing every over. It's something different, and it keeps the batters on their toes. It doesn't make it easy for them to settle, so it's really nice to see Chloe using her bowlers here, mixing it up and giving them an opportunity to get on early and have an impact in the game. just inside the line from Grace there. She won't be happy with that delivery. I think she'll want to be a lot straighter than that. She'll be want to attack in the stumps when she's at her best, running in hard. And similar to Annalise, she bowls from a bit of extra height where she can get the ball up in the batter's nose, but then also hit them in the toes. So she's got that opportunity here. She wants to keep attacking those stumps.
Yeah, an outside off stump. Umpire thought about it and then has signalled a wide on this occasion. So Weatherall will have to go back to her mark and reload. It's the sign of the Guernsey batting to come. Opener Starling still in on 6 from the 12 that she's faced so far. Happy to bide her time in the middle. This last over of the power play.
Better intent from Guernsey there. I think it's not about coming in and just swinging and hoping for the best. I think it's about putting your hands through the ball, and when you get that opportunity with a full pitch ball, are you looking to hit it past the fielders and through the fielders rather than just aim it in a gap? It's a bit of a different game these days where the gaps aren't always needed when you can hit the ball hard on the ground and run hard that we saw in the Jersey innings. It's better intent again.
Yeah, Hannah Meacham is the new batter, and she's going to get off the mark with a single there, not off the middle, but she's off and running. Last ball of the power play then. $13 for 2 then, Guernsey finish the power play. If they were looking for a watchful start, they've got it. If they were looking for a start where they weren't conceding wickets or having wickets fall in the power play, they've not quite got that. 2 wickets falling in those first 6 overs, and 13 for 2 is the score, and 158 feels a long way off.
Plenty of games to go, still 14 overs. I talked earlier about, wanting that total to be around 100 off the last 14, break the back of the chase early in the power play. Guernsey haven't managed to do that. They've certainly, 2 wickets isn't catastrophic, as we saw the 3 in the first over this morning, but at the same time the game's about runs, so they've got to continue. Hannah Meacham's come in here and shown a bit of intent. She's looking at the ball hard on the ground, and if she can get going and they can build a partnership here, then Guernsey could work themselves back into this game if they can get going. That's great intent again. But it's also not just the end result that's important when you're playing with the right intent. It's not always going to be going for 4, not every ball you hit, but if you play with that right intent and it comes off a thick outside edge, it might go for 4 rather than 2, or what might go for 1 might go for 2, so it's doing the right things consistently that will help them.
Merritt finding the outer part of the bat, no run. 14 for 2 the score. In the sunshine now. We had plenty of cloud around earlier in the day. Guernsey winning the toss in this one if you weren't with us earlier, and opting to field first, inserted Jersey. Into the air, opportunity. Just maybe took a step forward there when the ball was always going to be a little high, and had that first step being back. But I guess if you're walking in, it's pretty hard to suddenly change direction, but maybe slightly misjudged it in the air. It was a half opportunity.
It looked as if potentially before the ball was even hit, she was a bit keen to get in tight. On that contact with the bat, you need to be still so that your eyes can watch the ball off the bat, and I think Guji was a little bit keen to run in there and maybe not still on contact, and ended up being a bit closer than she would have wanted to be. But
it was a tricky one.
Yeah, not easy, never easy, these ones, and reading it off the bat quickly is difficult. Hear a few shouts from the bar behind us there, where the men's game is being shown live, so everybody gets to watch the live cricket and watch the men's side, and there was a large bellow from someone, which sounds like potentially a Jersey wicket, so not sure how they're getting on there, but that's positive from both angles.
Yeah, Jersey men in action against Norway in one of the biggest matches in Germany today in sport.
It's been interesting catching up with a few of the boys over text message who have been staying in Dusseldorf. Obviously, when they arrived, that was where England were playing that week. So they've been away at a cricket tournament, but they've been in the middle of the Euros, where a lot of people pay a lot of money to go over and stay, and they've been put right in the middle. So they had to avoid that 5,000 fan park on the Saturday eve before their first game on the Sunday. It was
You're telling me
tempting, no doubt.
Chuggy Pershad wasn't in the middle of the fan zone?
Not this time around. It wouldn't have taken much encouragement for a few of them, that's for sure. But they're a professional unit and they know how to go about their business, and results on the pitch have shown that. So as much as I'm sure it's been tempting for them, and if they manage to get over the line today, I'm sure they'll have a great time in Berlin, or not in Berlin, sorry. They'll be watching the game in Berlin this evening, and if Jersey get over the line here, get over the line against Norway, and England win, it could be a very big Sunday.
Off the top of the bat, and it will have some top spin on that, so it's going to race towards the rope, just pulls up. And fielded by Sophia down on the boundary rope. Sophia Hansen, it was, retrieving that one just in front of our commentary position, which for those of you that know Grainville is just in front of the main pavilion here. They're alongside the boundary, serving up the drinks to our right. A couple of guys there with a few beers on the table.
Looks like a few thirsty supporters over there in the sun at the moment. It looks very enticing if you're at a loose end. They're showing the men's game, and obviously the women's game is fantastic here to come and watch in the sun. So if you're unsure whether to come down, I would certainly be encouraging you to do so.
Nice shot by Hannah there, but even with the overthrow, no run, and it stays on 18 for 2. Weatherall continuing from the school end, furthest away from the pavilion here at Grainville, and in she comes again. Again, just a little short, and Mitchum is able to rock back, but straight at the fielder.
I think it's frustrating, this game of cricket, where she's 2 off 10 balls now, and if you're looking at it just as it's on its own, you wouldn't think that she's playing with much intent, but actually she's come out and trying to do it. Bit of good bowling and some good fielding, backing up the bowling and finding fielders is going to get a bit frustrating for her, no doubt, but she's certainly doing the right things that Guernsey need at the moment with the intent with the bat.
Nice full delivery. They're going to try and get through for one, and they will just about, will they? They will. It wasn't the biggest slide in of the bat, but just about home, says the umpire, Stuart Hodgson. Oh, he's got a bit of repair work to do on the stumps after Maguire took those bells off. Looked like the batter should have got home. It just didn't seem to be much of a dive, which maybe got a few of the fielders overexcited.
A great bit of fielding at mid-off. Looks like Trinity Smith there, who's a brilliant mover. She attacks the ball well, stays low. Great throw over the top to Mia, so that's creating an opportunity, but the batters ran well.
Yeah, a bit of swing there for Weatherall. Through to the keeper.
Third wicket down in the men's game there, just keeping an eye on it myself, just to keep everybody updated.
Norway batting first.
Norway batting first, yeah. They are currently 33 for 3 out of the power play, so Jersey will be happy with those 3 wickets. Dan Birrell taking 2.
And a reminder, so the winner of that goes through, we'll just watch this delivery from Grace Weatherall. Bangs that one in very short and gets the wicket. Banged it in short, it sat up to be hit. It was hit, to be fair, but it was hit straight to the fielder, who takes a good catch, and Guernsey lose their 3rd wicket here.
Yeah, that's a very frustrating moment for the batters. You know, Grace has executed a short ball there well. She's got it as high as she can to make it a bit more difficult for the batter to stay over the top of it, so she hits it in the air, and one fielder behind square in the leg side, either side of her, a yard or 2, it's 4. And that's batting on a day like today. Unfortunately, they found the fielders.
It was hit pretty well, wasn't it?
Yeah, she struck it nicely, and you know, as I say, a yard either side. They're all clapping her on her side, saying well done, well batted. But unfortunately, it went straight at Flo Copley at short fine leg, who took a good catch, coming quite sharply at her.
Yeah, good field placement. Starling goes, and 19 for 3 is the score. And you were saying 3 wickets down. The Norway innings against Jersey's men. For context, so the winner of that goes through to effectively a final European stage against the likes of Netherlands, teams like that.
Yeah,
at
so
that level.
Off the back of the World Cup, Scotland and Netherlands have come back into the Europe finals, where they dictated that. And then there's 3 other places up for grabs. Italy secured it through qualifier A. We're currently in qualifier B and in the final, as we say, against Norway. So if we get through that, we join currently Italy, Scotland and Netherlands. And then the qualifier C is in Guernsey in August. So someone else will join us as a group of 5. And then they play each other, I believe, twice. We're not sure on the format, definitely, because that's next summer. but that is to get 2 places to go to a full World Cup. So previously it was a global qualifier, which was a fantastic experience to be a part of myself as an assistant coach twice, and it's a shame that they're not still around, because it's really good cricket and it brings cricket from different parts of the world, where we got to play opposition that we wouldn't necessarily always play. When it's just in Europe, you tend to play the same teams often, but they've scrapped the global qualifier and it's now just regional qualification. So the positive to that is that we're one less step away from it, and a couple of upset results against Netherlands and Scotland would see us through to a full T20 World Cup, with the likes of what you just saw with Uganda qualifying out of Africa for the latest one. So it's a possibility.
Copley's into the attack here on her last outing in a Jersey shirt.
Yeah, we're a woman of little words flow. I mentioned to her earlier, I said, would you like to come on commentary? Would you like to say a few things? And she would rather not. She'd rather sort of go out there and let her cricket do the talking. Exactly. She's been a fantastic role model since coming back into this group. She approached me and said, listen, I'm keen to continue playing. I'd like to be back amongst it. And if you've got a place for me, which at the time we absolutely did. And an experienced head like hers, who's been through a lot of cricket, and she's a fantastic squad player. She encourages the girls a lot, and I know for a fact that she's going to continue to be around the squad in the manager facility. So she's going to Germany with the girls as a manager. So to be able to have someone like her continue in that role and show a bit of seniority for the girls and be a calm head in pressure situations, it's going to be vital for them. So great to see her get an opportunity here, and hopefully she goes well.
Yeah, and she's picking up where her teammates left off, continuing to bowl tightly. Just the one off this over so far. And a big appeal goes up, and the finger goes up, and she's got a wicket on her last outing for Jersey. LBW. Hubbard goes, and Copley gets her wicket.
Yeah, brilliant bowling. That's what she does. She lets the ball do the talking. She pitches it up, gives it a chance to swing. As I say, she bowls nice away swing, particularly with the new ball. But that length there is getting it right up there, like we saw with Sophia's wicket first up. Further up you pitch it, the more chance it's got to do something. And if the batter misses, she hits. LBW in this case, I think the batter looked pretty stone dead there. She'd come onto off stump, and the ball was only moving towards the offside, so it wasn't sliding down. I don't think. She doesn't look too happy with the decision, but I think when she watches that back, she might see herself a little bit further across to off stump than she thought.
Well, the appeal was a loud one and an immediate one, and the umpire's decision was pretty immediate as well. And a 4th wicket down, 20 for 4 Guernsey. And the captain comes to the crease, Christa de la Mare. Did very well behind the stumps in the fielding innings for Guernsey, and now has some work to do with the bat. 1 run and 1 wicket from the first 5 balls here.
Seems to be in sync. I'm just looking, and Chuggy's just picked up a wicket for the men's side. So 37 for 4 over in Germany and 20 for 4 here. So seems to be quite synced at the moment.
Last ball of this Copley over. Again, pitches it up, and de la Mare plays it quite nicely actually out into the leg side to get off the mark first ball, and then that over. And 20 for 4 the score. 21 for 4 now the score. And we're edging towards the halfway point in the 20 overs that Guernsey have available to them. You can see we're just having a little issue at the bottom of the screen with the out of sync number of overs bowled. That's 9 overs bowled, 21 for 4. Remember, 158 the target. Guernsey, having won the toss this afternoon, chosen to field first, put Jersey into bat. And Jersey with Miles in particular impressing with 60 odd with the bat, 68 was it from memory, I think, 64, 68?
Yes.
And that really set the foundation for that 157 all out. Guernsey able to get through the Jersey batting lineup with an over to spare, but Jersey able to post 157 and set this 158 target for Guernsey, which feels a long way away with a little over half of the overs remaining. And a change of bowling here, I think.
Yeah, Erin Duffy into the tack. the young cricketer with a bright future ahead of herself.
Well, it comes off the back of the bat, I think. No run.
It's been a really disciplined performance here from the Jersey attack. I think it can at times be very easy to be greedy about taking wickets, but they've not only done that but also gone for no runs. So they're very, very disciplined. They're hitting the stumps as often as they can, and that makes it really difficult for the batters to consistently score.
Well, an appeal goes up from some fielders out there. Not much interest from the umpire or the bowler herself, actually. Yeah, so the Jersey bowling so far, all bowling very economically, and wickets being shared out as well. So good from the Jersey bowlers so far. Duffy again. Nice shot from Delamere out to the boundary, just for one. The scoreboard moves to 22 for 4. Nicely bowled on the off-stump line, and there's no run. Couple of balls left in the over, nearly at the midway point in this Guernsey innings in terms of number of overs available to face. Duffy again, who's started well. That's off the edge, and that will probably run pretty quickly, but the chase is on here. And it's going to pull up fair way inside the boundary in the end.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. When you're playing with the right intent and you're looking to hit the ball hard and you're getting in good positions, if it doesn't go exactly how you want, you might get away with it. And if she's poking at that, the ball ends up in Sophia's hands, but she's playing with the right intent, getting her hands through the ball, looking to hit the ball hard, and that one's carried over short thirds head, and she's got a couple for it. So although not what she wanted, it's got her away with it with the intent.
Beats the bat again, and a good first over. So 10 overs down. This is the batting that's still to come for the visitors, Guernsey. The likes of Bullpits and Merion in there. It looks like drinks are going to be taken. And we'll just try and sort out the scorecard as that happens. Just some slight discrepancies on there. We'll bring that back up in a moment for you. But midway through the 20 overs then, and Guernsey finding it hard going in terms of getting the ball off the square, and some good disciplined bowling from the home side.
Yeah, I think in these situations it's always important to look at it from a positive manner. Are the batters doing the right thing? I think certainly since Hannah's come out, she's showing that intent with the bat. I think as with everything in cricket, sometimes it can be often viewed as a batter's game and bowlers don't get the credit they deserve. So we saw in the first innings with Molly Robinson's spell that if you bowl consistently and put the ball in the right areas and give it a chance, then you're with every chance of taking wickets and not going for many. And on this occasion, more of Jersey bowlers have been able to do that, and they'll want to continue to be disciplined and not get caught up in the emotions of going to take wickets, and keep it sticking at the task in hand. And the more you execute, the more chances you've got of success.
So if you weren't with us earlier on, Jersey finishing on 157 for 10. 157 all out, with an over to spare in that innings. So didn't use all of their deliveries, but nonetheless posting a formidable target for Guernsey to try and chase down. And so far it's looking like it's going to be a pretty comprehensive win for Jersey, but work still to do. Copley with the ball in hand, having taken that wicket in the previous over, an LBW, and she comes in again now to bowl. This time it's down leg side. Is it Googe giving chase there? Right down to the rope. It pulls up just inside. And then her teammate Hansen there to get the ball back in. And there's the second wicket for Copley. Seemed to clip the pad perhaps on the way through and then into the stumps. And Copley picks up her second wicket. Guernsey lose their fifth. And Jersey well in control now here at Granville.
Yeah, again, execution there, full and straight, making the bat have to go across the line of it, and this is what Flo's done for many years for the Jersey side. She comes in, she puts the ball in areas that makes the batters have to play. Some days it will come off for them, some days it won't, and at the moment it's coming off for Flo, that's for sure. And as we mentioned earlier on her last game for Jersey, this is great to see her getting in the wickets and performing nicely.
New batswoman is Fran Bullpit. And she will be on strike to face Flo Copley. 2 wickets for 4 so far from her 1.2 overs for Flo. Krista Delamere, the captain, is the batter to go. And 26 for 5 is the score. Bullpit on strike to Copley. Finds the edge. And is bowling pretty nicely here, Copley. Maybe she'll have second thoughts about giving it up.
You'll have to speak to her about that after the game, no doubt. But I think there's a saying about going out when you're on top. And
well, we saw with Jimmy Anderson, didn't we?
Yeah.
Not that it was necessarily his decision, but going out on top, there is something to be said for that.
Yeah.
And she might have another one hit. Just maybe heard a little noise. Maybe just flicked the thigh pad on the way through.
Potentially bat on pad, something like that. There was 2 noises, but didn't sound very woody.
No, I agree. I think there was some kind of noise, but I wasn't totally convinced. The bail is off, all sorts going on out there, but ultimately 26 for 5 remains the score. And Copley remains on top of the batters here as she comes in again. Yeah, bit of bounce there again, bit of turn back in towards the batter, Bullpit. Pitches that one up. The original call is no run, but then they run, and they're right to do so because there was definitely one there, and they take that one. That's the end of the 11th over, 27 for 5 the score. Hannah Meacham on 6, and Fran Bullpit new to the crease on 1 from the 4 balls that she's faced so far. And some excellent figures for the Jersey bowlers out there, being well supported by the fielders as well.
It's a huge part of the Jersey game and the Jersey mentality. The men have set the blueprint for that, of being brilliant in the field and backing up the bowlers. It's almost like a DNA side of things when it comes to being a Jersey cricketer. You can't play for Jersey if you can't field. So it's been a big onus on it. The work that they've done behind the scenes, certainly since I've been in place, with doing all sorts with them on it. They've encouraged it, they want it, they've enjoyed it, and that's the best part of it. So they really pride themselves on their efforts in the field, and each individual fielder has to understand their role in their positions, and they know their strengths, they know their weaknesses and things to work on. So yeah, with a young group who are fit and athletic, it's a lot easier to do. So it's been yeah, an absolute pleasure seeing them develop into this fantastic young cricketing outfit who is only really, in my book, probably halfway to where they could get to.
Duffy continuing here, having gone for just the 3 in her first over. Full toss this time, and not treated with much respect as it's whacked down the ground. It's not going to go to the boundary, and they are going to have to race to get back here. They do so. Thought when it left the bat it was a certain fall down the ground, but cut off, and they get back for a few.
Yeah, she deserves that. She's been looking to score quickly. She's been coming out and playing aggressively, and as we say, hit fielders quite a few times, so the strike rate won't necessarily reflect the way that she's come out and played here, but she's been doing well and running hard between the wickets.
One more for Hannah. 31 for 5 the score in the sunshine at Grainville now. Great to have you with us wherever you're watching from around the world on the live stream. One of a few live streams we're doing this summer. I think we've got one more to come later in the summer. Might be, is it the men's version of this?
Yes.
Well, 50 overs, is it?
Yes, exactly right. Here at Grainville we got the men's 50 over Inter Insular in the 7th of September, so Saturday 7th of September. So a bit of a season ending occasion, and Jersey obviously holding the trophy currently. The 50 overs have been tended to be tighter affairs than the 20 overs, although Guernsey took the third game this year. The 50 overs have been tended to see where Guernsey have seen a little bit more success in small periods. So it's poses a good game, and excited to get that again on the live stream with 3CI doing the event as they have done for the last few.
Ball pit there, I think, just playing the ball onto her own foot, and gets through for some much needed runs. 33 for 5, 12 overs are down, 8 to go in this busy summer of cricket. The weather playing its part today, turning up when it was needed. It was pretty overcast first thing when we got here. Might have been a few nerves that there might have been a bit of rain around, but gorgeous afternoon now here at Grainville, here in Jersey in the Channel Islands. And being treated at the moment to a dominant Jersey display. 33 for 5 the score, and Copley's going to continue here, so Grecian happy to give Copley plenty of deliveries here on her last outing, and why not when she's on 2 for 5 from her first 2 overs.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to be able to keep the ball in your hand. That's a part of bowling. If you don't bowl a good over, you don't deserve to keep the ball. So Flo's been really tight with her lines and lengths here for 2 overs, creating chances, so there'd be no reason to change it now.
Beats the bat there, and byes are signalled.
Update from Germany is that Norway are now 40 for 8. So that's a great start for the men there. Ben Ward in the wickets again with 3 for 6. Bowling really nicely. Skipper Chuggy Pershard, 2 wickets. So that's great news coming out of Germany, and hopefully they can finish them off and get the job done.
Again, some bounce there for Copley, through to the keeper. Again, no run. Really tight bowling figures all round. Really no one going for runs, and the wicket's been spread about as well this afternoon.
Fantastic bowling unit there. As we talked about a few overs ago, there's a bit of variety in this attack, which is great. I think one thing that's interesting as well is that we haven't seen Erin Googe bowl yet, and she's a fantastic part of this unit. She's
could potentially have been a run out. Sorry to interrupt, Lee. Didn't set off too early. There was never a fielder there, so had plenty of time to get through, and might have been close had the keeper taken it.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're saying about Googe?
Yeah, no, she's a fantastic young bowler. She'll come on and bowl her leggies at some point, I assume. She's another brilliant young bowler, and it just shows the depth of player that we've got now in the women's game, which is really exciting to see.
Well, that one's been smashed down the ground. A hand on it, and it's a hand that's... Oh, is it going to go? Really tight down there. Giles got the first hand to it. It took it away from her teammate. I think it's Merritt there, who then had some work to do to get it back to her teammate Giles. They share a high five and just about stop the boundary.
Yeah, an interesting moment in the field there. Charlie doing the right thing, really running around, trying to get a hand on it, but palmed it past Annalise, who then leapt on it on the boundary and just kept it from going over with a big sprawling dive. So, although comedic, very good bit of fielding in the end to save a boundary for Jersey.
Here we see it on the replay. Yeah, just got it back inside by the looks of it. Maybe that was tight.
Definitely stayed in, and Annalise goes flying over the boundary. And if anybody knows her, she doesn't like leaving her feet very often. So
that's in the air and taken. Copley gets her third. Guernsey's 6th wicket down, and Jersey well on top in this Inter Insular and looking good form here to retain the title at Grainville. 37 for 6 now, Guernsey.
Yeah, again, full straight batter looking to play with aggressive intent. That might have been the ball before that was saved well in the covers from Erin Duffy, but again, full ball on the stumps. Batter plays across the line, bit of a leading edge, straight to short third. Sophia does the rest with a simple catch, often not easy.
It looks, because it's come off the edge, the ball's often spinning. We might see here, like it should be relatively straightforward and taken, but the ball spinning in the air can loop and hoop around. She got her hands nice and high and takes a catch.
She'd expect to catch that 10 times out of 10, but they're never easy, and often the ones that are a bit more loopy give you a bit more time to think about it rather than the ones that you have to react quickly to. But again, a simple catch in the end. Good execution from the bowler, but another example of Jersey in the field backing up their bowling attack and making it really difficult for the batters to do much.
$37 for 6, the Sarnians. 2 batters into double figures, Hannah Mitchum, who we just saw then, and opener Starlin. And 7 overs to find an awful lot of runs. Run rate now right up at 17.2, so it's quite clear the run rate required, I should say, up at 17.29, so pretty clear which way this one's going to go. But Jersey will want to finish strong, and Guernsey will want to finish strong and ensure it's not an absolute drubbing. They'll want to get this deficit down as much as they can over the next 7 overs. And Robinson has gone out to the middle to join Fran Bullpit.
Like Guji on now.
Yeah, as you suspected might be the case, and starts with a dot ball.
Well bowled. She's got the ability to do both. She bowls nice leggies. She's got the ability to go the other way and bowl offies as well, which is modern cricket with matchups of left and right handers. You often want to turn it away from the batters. You see it in the England side. Liam Livingston plays that role at the moment. So handy having a bowler that can do both and match up well against the batting side. So she's got 2 right-handers at the crease, so expect to see a few leggies maybe come out here, but looks like she's settling in with a few offies and then we'll adjust from there.
Fran Bullpit looking pretty calm out there, just calmly played the previous one defensively and then off the middle of the bat for a run as Bullpit's on 6. Robinson faces her first ball and survives that. And 38 for 6 is the score here at Grainville. Unless that clipped a bit of bat, it'll be a wide, yeah.
It's always interesting from the batting side here about how you want to go about these last overs. Do you want to go down, just eking out a total to see how many you can get, or do you want to continue to play with that aggressive nature, keep showing an intent, and yeah, if things don't go your way and you end up getting bowled out cheaply, then not much lost anyway. So important for these young batters who are coming in towards the end of the overs, give themselves a bit of time in the middle, maybe give themselves an opportunity to learn as they go, but at the same time not lose that attacking intent that a couple of batters earlier on have shown.
And an opportunity for both sides really to show their coaches what they're about in what is a big game for Jersey and Guernsey in any sport when they come up against each other. As Guj continues, and That one's just prodded into the offside, but yeah, an opportunity to show your coaches what you're about in the big games.
Yeah, and we talked about it before, that this is the middle of the season for both sides. Jersey are off to play a tri-series against Germany and Sweden this month. I believe Guernsey are off to play in the Nordic Cup against the likes of Norway, Sweden, and those sorts of nations, which we've been and played against, and they're good games of cricket. And as I mentioned last time out, Guernsey got a couple of wins last year against Austria, I believe. So that's confidence for them moving forward in these games. They'll be using, certainly from a coaching point of view, to build the side up towards those where there's series and tournaments and finals on the line. And yeah, I think it's a great opportunity to play each other, but at the same time, it's bigger picture thinking and moving forward. What's next to come is an important part of developing your women and girls game.
Nicely played. Will just be one for Bullpit, and Copley into her last over. She'll have other reasons for wanting to finish strong here as well. For stepping away from playing, as you were saying earlier, going to stay involved with the team in a management role, in a support role, and bring all that experience to the squad. She'll want to finish with a good last over here. 3 wickets to her name already. A little uppish, that one, but no one in that straight and close. Plenty of space on that leg side if you can turn the ball into it to at least get a single and potentially 2 in there. Fielder's deep on the leg side. An appeal goes up. And the umpire not interested this time round. Copley already with those 3 wickets to her name, and the umpire not giving her a 4th on that occasion. Well bowled, well played. Again, keeping it very tight here. Just the 43 runs from nearly 15 overs. Run rate of less than 3. And that one's turned to the leg side and goes all the way for 4. And as well as Copley has bowled, her spell comes to the end, conceding a boundary out to the leg side. Just was a little short for that last delivery, and goes to the fence for 4 and takes Guernsey to 47 for 6 and brings Copley's spell to an end. 3 for 15 for her. An excellent display, really tight bowling, and 3 wickets to show for her efforts as well.
Yeah, she'll be delighted with that, and everybody else will as well. As you can see with the celebration of the wickets, she's a popular member of the squad and a fantastic person. She's given a lot to Jersey cricket over the years. She's not just as a player but as a coach and as a mentor to these young cricketers since she's been back around the side. She's been fantastic, so well done to her for a fantastic playing career with Jersey, and we wish her all the best moving forward as the manager with this side, and offering some wise words of wisdom and keeping them on the right track, no doubt, with these youngsters who've got lots of cricket to come ahead of them.
Run rate over 3 now. I guess when you know the game is kind of done, it's about salvaging something from it. So from a Guernsey perspective, they'll be keen to make sure these 5 overs are a positive 5. That one down leg side, it's turned around the corner, but well fielded, no run. Yeah, for Guernsey, before they get back on the plane, presume it's a flight today rather than a ferry. Yeah. Before they get back on the plane, they'll want a real positive 5 overs to finish off with here.
Yeah, agreed. They've they know that the game's probably out of reach now, and that they're, you know, got an opportunity for some youngsters to come in and show their worth. And with these sorts of results, sometimes it can provide an opportunity. Provided an opportunity in the first innings. I think there's plenty of positives to take from that Guernsey second fielding innings, where they improved hugely from the morning. And yeah, I think what is particularly enjoyable and will be for the coaching staff and for those watching from Guernsey is that the young girls were putting their hand up. Obviously, Molly Robertson stands out with her figures, but I think we saw a couple of young cricketers there, Emily Marion, for example, being an obvious one, but certainly Elise Millington in the morning and the afternoon, running in hard, bowling with good pace, and really trying to execute her skills. And that's the sort of young mindset a cricketer can bring to a side. Guernsey, obviously, you know, in a different period of cricket to us when the women's set up. They've got a lot of players who have played for a long time, and are maybe coming closer towards the end of their cricket career rather than a young side who are just getting started. But they're doing the right things. They're doing a lot of work behind the scenes. I'm sure Ben was talking about it this morning. But they see the importance of women's cricket. They're putting time and effort into developing it. And each year that goes by, they're definitely going to be improving and giving us a good game as the years go on.
50 up for the visitors after 16 overs. And just the 4 remaining. Looks like Merritt's going to come back on from the pavilion end. Try and wrap up some of the lower order wickets here. See what bounce Merritt can get here. See if she can try and rip through some of the lower order at the end of this innings. She's in now. Decent amount of pace there. Saw her earlier on in the innings, 1 for 5 in her first 2 overs, and now back into the attack at the latter stage of the Guernsey response. Remember, Jersey all out for 157 earlier on. That's in the air. It's going to bounce. It might be a run-out opportunity, and more than an opportunity. It's good fielding, thoughtful fielding, and calm fielding, reaching into Merritt, who takes off the bails, and Guernsey are 7 down for 50. Yeah,
great bit of fielding. It's important in that situation not to lose your head and go for glory and launch it at the stumps and think for a direct hit. Chloe read the situation well, made sure that she did her first job, which was pick the ball up cleanly, because you take your eye off it for a second, all of a sudden you fumble it and the batters are in. So she did well there, clean pick up, easy throw over the stumps to Annalise, who finished off the job.
Emily Merrion will be the new batter in as we just watch the dismissal of Bullpit here. Shot into the offside. It's calmly picked up, two-handed, and then released underarm. Slightly higher than she might have wanted with the throw, but straightforward job from
Annalise.
Annalise
doing what Annalise does.
Sort of looked like it was going to electrocute her or something, the way she pulled her hands away from doing it.
As I said earlier, those who know Annalise know that she doesn't do anything
by
boringly.
Half.
Yes, yeah, there's always a bit of fun to it.
An extravagant dismissal.
Well picked up by the cameraman, who's been stood on a 45-degree angle bank for the most of today, which is fantastic to see. He's putting in a shift out there now in the sunshine.
Did you see him with the spade earlier?
Yeah.
So he's dug himself, for Mark this is, he's dug himself a bit of a hole as Annalise comes in again. Full pitched ball out into the offside. He's dug himself a bit of a trench really to stand on, or a platform I suppose to stand on the bank on the far side, because he said he slipped down it a couple of times during the first innings. So
what is for sure is that his calves are going to be bigger than they were at the start of today, that's for sure.
He's looking calmer with that platform over there, and he's picking up the ball well there, as is the Jersey fielder, and just the 1 run take Guernsey to 51 for 7. And Robinson's had a good game with the ball, and is now on to 6. And an 8th one falls. And Annalise Merritt will be happy with that. We said she might come in and try and mop things up. Well, she did with the run out a couple of balls ago, helped largely by a skipper, and then a wicket there. Right on the mark. And 51 for 8 now. Still 3 overs of the innings remaining, potentially, if Jersey don't mop things up in the next over or so. Claire Jennings is the new batsman, out to the middle. Here's a replay, and yeah, just not getting forward, sitting back in the crease, and the bells go flying and the 8th wicket goes down. Yeah, Claire Jennings making her way out to the middle to join Molly Robinson. Looks like Hansen's being thrown the ball here from the far end. Took 1 wicket in her first spell earlier on, conceded just the 5 runs in that spell, and now back into the attack with 3 overs of the 20 remaining. Full toss, oh, and just not taken. I think it just about carried, did it?
We've seen a few of those today where they look like they're going to carry easily and they've just ended up right at the feet of the fielder. Whether she was half asleep or not, I doubt it. Trinity focuses well at extra cover. She watches the batter well, gets a good position. She knows what she's doing, but maybe it looked like it was coming a bit quicker and then just dipped on her at the last second.
Take a brief look at some of the figures here. Copley 3 for 15, Merritt with 2 for 6 from her 3 overs. Some excellent economy rates all round that Jersey bowling attack, and still keeping the Sarnians to under 3 and over. Little uppish from Robinson into the offside, but continues to look pretty calm out there. We were really impressed with her with the ball earlier on, and now is sticking around a little bit with the bat. Just the 6 runs, but 15 balls faced now. That'll be a wide ball from Hansen. Some tired legs out there now. That one that dropped just short of or towards Trinity Smith a short while ago. She was limping a bit when she was batting, but seemed okay out there in the field. But there will be some tired legs now. That's uppish into the offside, going to bounce just short of, is it Googe there in the backward point position? Yeah, it was Googe doing the fielding, and no run. So just the 1 wide, 1 run in this over so far. 2 balls of it remaining. Quickly taken single, and they get home. Some good running there from Guernsey. It's pretty well fielded really, but they're able to get through for the single.
Yeah, Charlie Miles going to ground there. Nice little roll over and a shy at the non-striker's end. She's an excellent fielder in close there at mid-wicket. She's made that position her own, both with her skills and with her mouth. She likes to make a lot of noise around, and it certainly helps the side. She's a vital part of that fielding unit.
Excellent ball, seemed to swing in the air, that one, to finish off the over and finish off the batter as well. It's a lovely delivery, full-pitched ball from Hansen. She gets her second. And Guernsey are 9 down, 53 on the board, and at the moment 103 away from 105 away, sorry, from the target. So it's going to be a dominant Jersey win. This remains to be seen whether it's going to be by over 100 runs or not. Jersey all out for 157 earlier on. Here's a look at that wicket. It looked to be a pretty full delivery. Swung in the air, in real time looked to swing in the air anyway. Looked to be full. Yeah, Yorker length. And finds the stumps. Excellent bowling.
Yeah, Sophia's a modern young seamer. She's got a slower ball. She's maybe got a couple of slower balls now that she can utilise towards the end of the innings. But that one there is great execution of a Yorker right at the batter's feet, giving them no chance to get underneath and get hold of. So yeah, again, more great execution from this Jersey attack, who've shown their skills and shown their ability to avoid bowling too many bad balls, which is why you've not seen Guernsey get away from them at all.
Eva Borges is the number 11 and is at the crease now to join Robinson. Grecian, the captain, has the ball back in hand for the penultimate over. Could be the last over if she can find a wicket in it. Robinson playing across that one. There's no run.
Yeah, I'd imagine if she missed that, that would have been out. But yeah, playing with the right intent, looking to score in her areas, so that's good to see. Right to the death here, trying to score as many runs as they can, which is good for a young cricketer to be out there learning as they go.
See that one just hanging in the breeze. It's quite a strong breeze at the moment. That Jersey flag we mentioned earlier on, and the Guernsey one further to our left, really blowing quite strongly in this breeze now. In bright sunshine at Grainville here in Jersey. And just holding it back, Grecian, trying to tempt the batter, Molly Robinson.
Fielded.
Yeah, nice work in the field by Giles.
Update from the men's game in Germany, Norway 69 all out. So Jersey 70 runs required to win the tournament and go through to the next round.
Jersey well on top there by the sounds of things, definitely on top here, just 1 wicket away from retaining the trophy, the Inter Insular trophy, and retaining it in real dominant fashion. And beats the bat and completes a maiden there, penultimate over of a T20, and a maiden, you know you're on to something. Often a really tough over to bowl. Not so today, and 6 stop balls in it for Grecian, who's led well again today. Did all right with the bat, did really well with the ball in the T10 game between the sides this morning when she took 3 wickets first up and set the tone for that innings, and it's been a tone that Jersey have had through the day, really. 157 with the bat, which was maybe short of what they looked like getting at one point. They'll still be chuffed with it, and it's clearly been too much for Guernsey this afternoon. Last over of this Inter Insular then. And Borges it is who's on strike for it, the number 11. Beats the bat. There's Hansen there. Swing and a miss from Borges. Hansen really full again. Maguire does well to stop it, standing up to the crease. Standing up to the stumps, I should say, and did well to stop that one. She's done well behind the stumps. In the air, is this the moment? Caught and bowled opportunity, and Hansen collects off her own bowling, and Guernsey all out for 53, and Jersey win by 104 runs, and Jersey retain the Inter Insular trophy in some style. And Lee, a really dominant performance there, and Hansen caps it off with a cord and bowled her 3rd wicket.
Yeah, I think we knew going into the day that Jersey were were heavy favourites here with the previous results that we've had. Guernsey will take a great amount of positives from today. I think particularly the fielding and bowling in their second game this afternoon was a big improvement, and a sort of blueprint maybe for them moving forward as to how to go about things. Young players putting their hand up is a real positive to take, and I think from a Jersey point of view they were as ruthless as they could be, certainly with the ball in hand. I think with the bat they'll reflect on how they might have scored a few more against the good balls that Molly Robinson was bowling at them, but certainly with the ball there they've been absolutely ruthless, and from the first over never really gave Guernsey a sniff of getting close.
So the players will shake hands just out in front of our commentary position. Chloe Grecian, the winning captain, leading her team down the line, and likewise Krista Delamere, who did well with the gloves in particular and has led her team in good spirit today with 2 heavy defeats, but has led them well. A defeat in the T10 earlier on as the warm-up to this main event, this T20 International, the Inter Insular game between these 2 rival islands. And Flo Copley gets a guard of honour on her last outing for the island side. Picked up a fair few wickets herself, and is on the winning side in her last game. We're going to have the presentation in a couple of moments' time as well, as Jersey walk off. Guernsey's still on the field, just having a quick debrief. And the presentation will bring you live on this live stream in a couple of moments' time. But a win by 104 runs for the home side here at Grainville. Guernsey all out for 53 in 19 and a bit overs. Jersey earlier on today, unable to bat through their 20 overs either, but posting 157, which was well too much in the end. So the team's just being put into position, ready for the post-match presentations and the presentation of the Inter Insular Trophy, which again will go the way of the red team, beating the greens by over 100 runs.
And everything, so we'll do this nice and quick for you. Firstly, a big thank you to everybody involved today. The sponsors, Goffey's work on the ground for today has been fantastic with the Friday night game, and then being here first thing today, the ground is looking absolutely superb, and we're delighted with his efforts. So I don't think he's around, but wherever he is, thank you very much. That's a big part of it. Obviously these sorts of games don't happen without a couple of very important people, and that is the umpires, and we've got a bit of a memento for them. So we've got Stuart Hodgson and Carl Brooks to come up. Thank you very much. With these things, there's some standout performances, of which we've got a Player of the Match award for one individual. A few people putting their hand up this afternoon, which was fantastic to see. A big shout out to Molly Robinson, who had a fantastic 4 overs with 4 wickets at such a young age. Excellent, well done. Brilliant bit there. But the Player of the Match for today's game, with a fantastic knock of 60 odd or 40 odd, Charlie Miles. Yeah, obviously a big shout out to the visiting side. Good luck for the rest of the season. I know you've got the Nordic Cup coming up, I believe, which is a very exciting opportunity. Go and play some great cricket. Some wins against Austria at the end of last year was a huge boost, and we'll be keeping an eye on results, and hopefully things go well for you there. So thank you for coming across today. Delighted to have you as always, and we'll look forward to seeing you next year. So thank you very much and well done. And then the winning side, we've got medals. Captain, come up last, please. So come up one at a time. Is Jersey. Well done. Well done. Good work, Effie. Well done, Lynn. Good work. Well done. Well done. Well done. Perfect. Well done, Gucci. Excellent. Well done, Thea. Brilliant job. Well done, Mia. Well done. Good stuff. Well done. There you go, Charlie. There you go. Hold on, slow up you get. Well done. And you get the most important one. Well done, teamwork. Go over there and then lift the trophy nice and high. Well done.
That would be great, thank you. So any lionesses come forward. Right.
Do you know what night phone is, mate?
Okay, then go 0.5 lionesses, come on, come in.
Anywhere you want, stand anywhere you want.
Lydia, come stand here. Right, yeah, deep breath 0.5.
Emily, push in, look out.
Yeah, push in. Right, we all in.
All good. All in. So cheers.
Cheers, ladies, cheers.
And a silly one? Well done. Sorry,
We'll try and grab a word with the captain as well in a moment as she moves away from the team celebrations and comes to sit alongside us here in the commentary booth. Brought the trophy as well.
the trophy, yeah.
Thanks for sparing a few minutes, Chloe. Congratulations, a dominant win in the end, and you must be delighted with the way that your team was able to, in posting 157, which might have been slightly lower than it looked like being at one point, to go on and really force home a big win there.
Yeah, we started off really well, scoring 157 with the bat, or 156 with the bat, and we knew that would be maybe a big ask.
Yeah.
But we knew that if we could bowl well and take our chances like we did this morning, then we knew we'd have a chance of going the full distance.
That's what you did. We'd go back to the batting innings in that posting of 150 odd, an excellent innings from the player of the match, Charlie Miles. A word for her?
Yeah, brilliant. Charlie's worked really hard over the winter, like us all, but yeah, it was brilliant for her to get out there and show everyone what she can do.
And actually, credit to Guernsey, because it did look like being a score that might have been 180 for a while, and they pegged back at the end and actually stopped you from batting through the full 20 overs.
Yeah, they've got a young leg spinner, I think it's Molly.
Robinson, she was excellent.
Yeah, so full credit to the Guernsey side, and obviously her especially. They did bowled well and pulled it back.
She did particularly well. We were also really impressed with Flo Copley on what I understand is going to be her last outing for Jersey after however many years of representing her island, and to finish with some wickets there at the end as well. She must be delighted. We had a chance to have a word with her afterwards.
I haven't spoken to her yet on a personal note, but I know she'd be delighted. It's what she deserved to play this last game, and I think she took 3 wickets. Brilliant for her, and that's nothing short of her character and her commitment to Jersey cricket over the last few years.
A final word then on how this sets up the rest of the summer and Jersey cricket moving forward. You've been able to dominate this Inter Insular. It feels like Jersey cricket is in a good place.
Yeah, very good. Obviously we're still in this transition period with Ted coming in, but no, it's brilliant, and this has been a great warm up for to go to Germany in 2 weeks' time, which it's going to be a good contest.
There's a lot of sport going on in Germany at the moment. The men's team doing pretty well there today as well, and then the Euros tonight. And some great sport that's gone on here today. Well done on the win.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Chloe Grecian, Jersey captain, joining us after the win by over 100 runs, 104 runs. Jersey beating the old rival Guernsey here at Grainville today in the women's Inter Insular. And it's Jersey who celebrate again. We'll have more cricket for you on the live stream later in the summer. We'll have the men's 50 over Inter Insular in September. But for now, from Grainville in the sunshine, Jersey have won by 104 runs and they retain the Inter Insular trophy.